And here were the Clippers arriving earlier, getting mental. And we've got a quick moment now to take a look at the long-term rebounding numbers over several seasons for Deandre Jordan.
It's a concerning trend for him. Whether he's lost some strength or just isn't putting in as much effort on the glass as he used to, he's not rebounding nearly as effectively anymore. And that's something that needs to change.
And the Clippers starting five. Jackson is out there with Paul George. Then there's Batum. Then it's Ivica Zubac. And it's Leonard in at the three, the small forward. And for the Nets, Brown out there with Griffin. Then there's Irving. Then it's Harden. And it's Jordan in at the center position. Now here's Zubac. Shoots over Griffin. Nice D from Griffin. In transition, here come the Nets. Irving's got the ball. Great D that time from Batum. Now the Clippers with it. The shot by George, wide open. Jordan with the rebound. Irving finds Brown. Batum with the steal. Now the Clippers moving it up. And Leonard gets it to go.
Boy, after missing 3 straight, they finally get one to go down.
Here in the first, a little over a minute played so far. Harden the pass to Irving. The Clippers have gone just 1 of 4 to get this game started. And George, here we go. And that one, good. And as we come down the home stretch, some teams in position for the playoffs. How do you prepare for those young players who haven't been there yet, are wide-eyed and learning as they go?
You know, I'm not sure there's any preparing for it. I mean, they're going to be expected to contribute. You've got to be prepared from the standpoint of knowing your assignments, and because there's so much more information today, that does help. But the reality is they've already given the coaching staff a reason to think they have what it takes to help them make a run.
Now Jackson. James Harden missing on the three. Here's George. And oh, the block shot grabs it out of the air.
The shooting numbers just aren't there yet in the quarter.
Griffin's shot is off.
Yeah, trying to get going here, but that's an offer for the first 5 here to start the game.
And finished off by Griffin.
Man, one for the highlight reel. And you see after multiple knee surgeries, Griffin can still get up.
In the corner, George with it. And a miss there on the triple.
Boy, the wheels have definitely fallen off in this quarter. He cannot buy one.
Irving can't get it to go. The Clippers in the lead. A nice shot by George.
We are talking about a proficient, efficient scorer in Paul George. Go to work, sir.
Some tough offensive sets. They want to turn it around.
Yeah, right now you just need a bucket to get some momentum.
And you can see the defenders afraid to kind of get in his way a lot of times when he's on his way to the basket. But on that one, they were there.
And stolen by Irving. And here we go. Harden heading to the hoop. And Harden with the stuff.
There's no doubt Kyrie Irving has proven to be more active as a defender now. He has a good feel for when to go after steals.
Now here's George. Checking some stats on him right now. He's averaging just around 22.5 points a game. Stolen by Harden. And here we go. Brooklyn fast break. The score now all even.
And arguably no one in the NBA draws more attention than Harden. Part of why he creates so many opportunities for others.
Here's George. Pass to Zubac. Outside for George. Outside Batum. Pocket 6. And he gets the whistle for the 3-second call. And a new group out there on the floor for the Nets. And then for the Clippers, Patrick Patterson. He's checked in for Zubac. Marcus Morris comes in for Nicholas Batum. And it's Williams in for Jackson. Now here's Johnson. He's averaging a bit over 5 points a game. 51 seconds left in the first quarter. Fires from the wing. The rebound by Patterson. They have a chance to go 2 for 1 here.
Let's see how they play the clock.
Here's George, and then George with the jam.
Now, Paul George is an exceptional athlete and demonstrating his insane dunking skills there. Get this guy in the dunk competition.
Now here is Harris. He had 10 points in the win against Washington. Here's Claxton, and foul on the shot. He'll shoot 2 at the free throw line. Brooklyn shooting their first shots from the free throw line tonight. The first one falls. And that's good as he hits both of his shots. And it's Williams with the ball for the Clippers. It's good.
How about the focus of Lou Williams? Inside, able to finish. Nice.
Here's Luwawu. The putback controls the rebound and puts it back up and in.
That is really good work there on the offensive glass.
Tie game in Brooklyn. And we'll be back right after this. Some good action already in this one, but a fairly even matchup after the first quarter of play. And taking a look at the Nets' performance here, guys, what jumps out to you, stats-wise?
Well, credit their anticipation skills on the defensive end. They forced a number of turnovers.
And a few of those led to quick scores at the other end. Really active first quarter for them.
And now let's check out the lineups courtesy of Gatorade, all fueled up and ready to go. Here's the second quarter of play. Setting the floor for the Nets. Luwawu is out there with Tyler Johnson. Then it's Joe Harris. Then there's Green, and it's Claxton in at the center filling out the middle. So it's the Clippers now. After the basket by Brooklyn. Williams kicks to Kennard. Now the pass to Patterson. 6 on the shot clock. The kick out to Williams. The putback, he hangs in there and cashes in on the second chance points.
Oh, great timing. He is one tough customer on that offensive glass.
You know, it's like he has a sixth sense of where that rebound is going. Now here's Johnson. No points in the game yet for him. Here's Luwawu. That shot misses. The Clippers shooting at 50% in a decent groove. Here's Mann, and they call the foul, so a chance at the line for one more coming up.
One easy looks. Don't allow the defense to set up.
What a beautiful fast break opportunity, and the finish pretty good.
And a new group out there on the floor for the Nets. Craig, you were a physical, defensive-minded player. What are your thoughts on how closely the game is called now as opposed to when you played?
It is, Kevin, and yeah, some people like the physicality of the era I played in, but, you know, I like the beauty of the game with the spacing and the freedom of movement, and I think that's one reason why you see so much switching. It's hard to fight through screens without fouling, and ball handlers have become experts at drawing contact, even if it's, you know, incidental, and I think that's just an area where the game has changed so much that that ability to play in space is so vital.
Here's Kennard following the basket by Deandre Jordan. Mann passes to Patterson. Griffin attacking. Tries again. The kick out to Brown. It's not going to go for him. The Clippers go the other way with it. Last time they met was in Los Angeles.
And turnovers were the story for them when they saw each other last. I mean, just a heartbreaking way to lose the game.
Lou Williams, so crafty, GA. Just a knack for putting the ball in the basket.
This guy just has the gift. I mean, it's been that way forever. He is just a born scorer.
This guy is as good a shot maker as anyone in the league. Lou Williams doing work.
Some tough offensive sets. They want to turn it around.
Yeah, right now you just need a bucket to get some momentum.
And the basket by Harden.
This guy is a pick-your-poison kind of player. Very hard defensively to cover all your bases with him.
Passes to Mann. Here's Patterson. Lays it up off the glass. Patterson's got the lead up to 5 now for the Clippers.
That's their third straight make off an assist.
Harden has a wide open look. Second chance shot. Griffin kicks to Irving. Takes a 3. Morris with the rebound.
Something that's kept this game close is the fact that the rebound stats for both teams are almost identical.
Well, a convincing finish by Patrick Patterson, giving us a demonstration of the kind of power he has at his disposal.
Here is Harden after the basket by Los Angeles. A 3-ball drills the three-pointer. Harden's got 7 points in the game.
Well, this second quarter has proven to be a turnaround. This guy looking much more comfortable all of a sudden.
To the paint. Basket good. And the Clippers lead by 6.
And the crisp passing has opened things up for them offensively.
Outside Irving. 20 feet out. The offensive rebound.
And ever since entering the league, that's been one of Griffin's favorite ways to score, attacking that offensive glass.
Now here's Williams. 6 points for him. Patterson passes to Kennard. And the rebound goes to Griffin. Griffin's got 4 rebounds in this game. Irving dishes to Brown. The kick out to Irving. He doesn't hit that one. So Los Angeles will take it the other way.
With him scoreless in the latter part of this one, it's awfully hard to come back.
Jordan the pass to Harden. And there it is for him. And now just a 2-point Los Angeles lead.
He's been a marksman this period. Their shot mechanics finally in sync.
Williams attacking. And the layup's good off the glass. Williams has got 6 points in the quarter.
Boy, the dribble drive by Lou Williams, such a special aspect to what he does.
Here's Irving. Another one falls for Brooklyn.
Listen, you give a good shooter that kind of look, and it's going to go in.
And some good action through the first 2 quarters as we reap. All right, Dave, thank you. And time now for the halftime break with the third quarter soon to follow.
It's the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
It is a good game we have here after one half of play. And Kenny, like Kawhi Leonard, Paul George doesn't show a whole lot of emotion. And that's going to do it for our halftime shows.
And in that first half, we saw a pretty tight battle. We'll soon find out what sort of adjustments were discussed during the half. One of the stories here, James Harden getting it done today.
Yeah, and just look at the numbers from the first half. He has been very efficient.
I think they've taken their time. They've showed incredible patience. It's a sign of a well-coached ball club.
Checking out the group for Tyronn Lue to start the second half. They've got Batum. Jackson is out there with Paul George. Then there's Kawhi Leonard. And it's Zubats in at the 5 spot. Johnson outside. Pass to Green. Cloak loose. Stolen by George. And here we go. George heading to the hoop. Finished off the break. George has got 8.
Well, you see the elite nature of Paul George's game. Make a steal on one end, finish with authority on the other.
And Paul George, Doris, kind of a late bloomer coming up in high school. His older sister used to give him the business on the blacktop. Of course, eventually, he found his stride, and the rest is history.
It took some encouraging from older sis and his high school coach, who actually had to threaten him with running suicides to get the guy to shoot more. And think about it. This guy plays his college basketball at mid-major Fresno State. That's really where he got onto the NBA radar.
Harris, no good.
And I think that one could have easily have fallen for him.
And Nicholas Claxton gets the whistle that time. That is his first foul of the game. Clippers leading by 7. It's Jackson with the drive. Zubats finds George.
They tried to stay perfect in the half, but 3 for 4 now.
A chance there to push it to double digits, but it's off the mark. Out to Harris. Shot clock at 5. Lets it go with a 3. It's hauled in by the Clippers. And now running up the court. Leonard pushing it up. Here's George. Green with the rebound. Nets trail by 7. Luwawu, the pass to Johnson. Out of bounds. The Clippers take possession. Some changes for Brooklyn. Irving's checked in for Luwawu. And it's James Harden in for Tyler Johnson. LA's gone 1 of 2 from beyond the arc since coming out of the break. Outside, George. Now the dish to Leonard. And it's Leonard with the jam.
Exceptional vision by Paul George. This guy is tearing up the defense.
Harden against Jackson. And the jam by Harden.
And didn't do anything fancy there, but didn't need to.
Nope, his only concern right now is getting the points on the board. And I don't mean style points. George against Irving. And George, here we go. Zubats, that's good.
Boy, his hard work on the offensive glass, earning an additional opportunity.
1:57 left in the third quarter. Pass to Claxton. Harris outside. Just 5 to shoot. And the pass to Claxton. It's good, and the Clipper lead is cut to just 7 on the basket from James Harden. Greg, we have a league of many great playmakers, don't we?
Oh, there's no doubt about it. LeBron James is obvious. You know, he played point guard technically for the first time last season, but he's always been a floor general. You look at a young man like John Morant, and he's been on the attack since day one when he hit the league. And there's so many more of those guys that are having an impact, understanding the value of that lead guard position. It is fun to watch.
It is so fun to watch. I agree. 1:02 left in the third quarter. Here's Harden. That one off the back iron and out.
I'm sure he's kicking himself. He hates to blow that kind of opportunity.
Good on the bucket. And now it's an 11-point Los Angeles lead.
Oh, great ball movement there.
And the first timeout called of the game for Brooklyn. And Kawhi Leonard with a very analytical approach to the game. Studies angles, movement, trying to groove in on perfect mechanics. I mean, he does it all.
Yeah, Kev, that goes back to his favorite high school subject, which was math. And think about how precisely he has built his game. He started at the free throw line, then went to the low post, and now has added the range game. Very analytic approach.
And a new group in for the Nets. Jordan, he's checked in for Nicholas Claxton. Blake Griffin comes in for Green. Bruce Brown, he's checked in for Harris. And it's Tyler Johnson in for James Harden. And then for Los Angeles, Patrick Patterson, he's checked in for Zubats. Marcus Morris comes in for Nicholas Batum. Lou Williams is subbed in for Jackson.
Well, the rotation was not there defensively. Off the pick and roll, Tyler Johnson, excellent recognition.
Williams dishes to Leonard. Good. And the nice assist for Williams. Leonard's got the lead up to 11 now for the Clippers.
Unwilling to let up even for a moment. That's his killer instinct, just fanning the flame.
One thing I enjoy is watching players who don't pay attention to the score. You lock in on the moment and play the right way.
The three from George. The rebound by the Nets.
Well, they have the advantage, but you still feel like this guy needs to find a way to get himself going.
The shot's good from Irving.
Well, this is one of the best in the league at converting off contact. What body control by Kyrie Irving.
And so it's Los Angeles, ahead by 9 as the quarter comes to a close. Their shooting has been the... And let's take this opportunity now to show you our State Farm assist of the game.
And the winner today, the big fella here with the sweetest of dimes. What a plus it is to have a post player who's got this ability to find.
Well, we have some elite passing big men in the NBA, and you love that skill. Wow.
The fourth quarter has arrived. So good to have you with us. Griffin is out there with Brown. Then it's Jordan. Then there's Irving. And it's Harden in at the 1 spot. So that's the Nets 5. Williams against Irving. Over Williams. And good, as it just snugs right down through the net.
You have to respect the in-between game of Kyrie Irving. Straight up. Yeah, that's how you have to play this guy. You've got to play him straight up and be balanced.
Here's George. 2 points. That one goes. And the Clippers lead by 11.
Man, have they been effective at getting the ball inside.
Here's Harden. Oh, wow!
And this is how a floor leader makes a statement. Harden just put the other team on notice.
Williams passes to Patterson. They get a hand on it. Inside, here's Morris. Good on the shot.
And we're seeing some great ball movement out of this group, guys.
And it's Harden with the ball for the Nets. This game is finished. They'll be off to Portland taking on the Trailblazers. And that one will start off a 3-game road trip for the team.
Yeah, and they are living and dying from beyond the arc since halftime. It's a different look than what we saw in the first half.
Passes it to Leonard. There's the feed to George. And then jammed down as he goes right over Deandre Jordan.
Well, how about that killer instinct? Paul George understanding he's got it going right now, very confident in his abilities.
Shoots it up. Here's Jordan. And good work on the boards. They pick up the second chance points.
Well, you have to be cognizant of where people are when the shot goes up. Defenders not blocking out in that instance.
Williams against Harden. Williams passes to Patterson. Leonard with the bucket.
And that's 10 straight points in the paint. The defense, nowhere to be found.
Just a little under 2.5 minutes have passed now here in the fourth. Irving kicks to Griffin. Brown outside. 6 to shoot. Fires, high post, and yep, finally drops after rolling around the rim.
Well, the key there is Kyrie Irving did a great job setting up his defender on pick and roll, and it led to the score.
Pass to Morris. Over in the corner, Williams. Feeds to Patterson. Over Jordan. Out to Morris from deep. And it's Irving with the rebound. Nets trail by 8. Harden. It's good on the putback.
And it is easy to get spoiled watching Harden. He's had so many games like this in his career, but you still got to appreciate what he does.
Outside, George. Has contact on the shot, and so the coach's challenge here comes into play. The coach protesting the personal foul call.
And I think when it comes to some of the more difficult calls to make, personal fouls can be tough. The action is so fast that it's really tough to catch everything in real time.
The wonders of technology, Greg. We've seen replay reviews so effectively, and involving the coaches by being able now to challenge like this is something a lot of people have been hoping for. And so the word is in. They have decided that the call stands as it was made on the floor.
And, you know, even if a coach still feels this wasn't the right call, you got to acknowledge the effort being put in to reviewing it. The double checking, and the game continues on.
And now let's take a look at the New Balance player of the game, Paul George.
And to me, the best part of his game has been the work he's done inside. I mean, slashing, driving the lane, attacking the basket at every chance. When he's had an opening, he's taken it.
Coming into this game, he'd been having a tough stretch. We all know that, but not anymore. He's back at his best, and I think it's safe to say that slump is over. And on our sideline, our reporter, David Aldridge.
Well, I was able to listen in on what the Nets head coach was going over with his team. He told them this is gut check time. This is when it gets real and when it gets fun. We're here to play in these big moments. Let's make this one count. Kevin, by my count, that's 5 cliches.
That's not an easy play. Paul George is an extraordinary player. Keeps his eye on the bucket at all times.
Harden finds Green. This one for 3. Harden, no good.
And on an open look like that, he's very gifted at making the weak coverage pay.
The 3 from George. And he's good on the 3 ball. George has got the lead up to 11 now for Los Angeles.
Finishing strong. This is how you want to close things out.
No question. They've gotten hot at exactly the right time. Clutch play on a team level.
From deep. And again, it's the Clippers from deep.
But the truth is they've had control of this game.
And I couldn't agree more. What makes it that much more impressive, they're doing it on the road.
There's the triple. James Harden with the rebound. For 3, Harris. The shot off that time. So the Clippers winning this one easily. All right, David, great job. Thanks so much. And that about wraps it. We are nearly...
Hey, Kevin, the clip...
There's been a transformation here in L.A. There is no doubt about that. D.A., thank you. And now the Lakers starting group. We've got Dennis Schroeder. Marc Gasol is out there with Antetokounmpo. Then it's Kentavious Caldwell-Pope. And it's Kuzma in at the small forward. And for the Clippers, they've got Paul George. Batum is out there with Kawhi Leonard. Then it's Ivica Zubac. And it's Jackson in at the point guard position. And so the Los Angeles Lakers get the first points of the ballgame. The pass to Leonard. And it's blocked. Outside for Batum. Shot clock at 6. Leonard against Kuzma. Oh, and the jam by Leonard.
And that's the activity on the offensive glass they like to see out of Kawhi. When he's in full hustle mode, they're a much stronger team.
Now here's Schroeder. He's coming off a 22-point game against the Suns in Phoenix. Got a piece of it. And now the fast break. Schroeder with the ball. And the slam dunk by Antetokounmpo.
You gotta love his hustle, leaving the defense no time to react.
How about then not settling? I mean, instead of being lazy with the shot selection, they go right to the rim.
Here's Jackson. He's averaging just around 8.5 points a game. Leonard attacking. Zubac. Nice persistence to tip it back up and in.
I love his work ethic, not to mention his hands. You need both to convert those tip-ins.
Schroeder looking over the floor. Well, as we enter the back half of the season, some players are worn down. But, Greg, are there certain players who really dial in at this point, who find traction with their game?
No doubt about it, Kevin. Especially for the veterans who understand it's a marathon and not a sprint. You really are trying to build up towards this portion and then take your game and your mindset to another level. So this is a time for those guys when they just start to hit their stride.
Antetokounmpo. The shot that time, not on target. The Clippers go the other way with it. They went to Los Angeles for their last meeting with the Lakers and came out with a victory.
And they got the better of this matchup last time with their defensive pressure and the ability to force turnovers.
They had them in their heels the whole game. The intensity of their defense was the key factor.
Caldwell-Pope passes to Antetokounmpo. Rebound by the Clippers. They are coming off that win against Atlanta.
And at one point, I think they thought they were maybe out of this thing, but man, they just came storming back on a mission.
Up again. Misses the follow-up. The Lakers trail. Now the Lakers on the break. It's blocked.
And Batum has arms that go on forever and ever and ever, which is why he's so dangerous when it comes to shot blocking.
First trip to the line for him here.
And not the guy you want to see at the line too often. Season numbers has him in the bottom tier of the league.
A platoon swap here for the Clippers. Big group substitution here for the Lakers. That's off as well, so he misses both. And so it's Williams who brings it up for the Clippers.
And don't sleep on Williams's ability to create for others. That's a veteran play.
Here's Caruso. He's guarded by Williams. They get it back. Harrell. And the layup falls.
And once he got to the 10, I think he was surprised to find himself that wide open.
Yeah, very little resistance. I mean, you had to bring much faster help than that.
Here's Patterson, and it's good. Assisting on the play was Williams.
And everyone knows Lou Will can score. But there, great job with that drop-off. Sweet dime.
Now here's Matthews to the middle. Here's Harrell. And that'll be 2 free throws coming up. Officials on the call with the foul.
Well, teams look for +6s. Players whose wingspans exceed their height by a half foot. Montrezl Harrell is a 6'7" player with a 7'4" wingspan. If you're struggling with the math, ladies and gentlemen, that's a +9.
Here's Williams. He averages more than 12 points a game. That's some dependable production.
And they're beginning to just flat out fall apart defensively right now, especially on the interior.
Now here's Antetokounmpo trailing by 4. And it's Harrell missing.
It's not easy to keep him from converting those. I mean, the D has to be airtight.
And the Clippers getting another bucket right there.
When Morris gets free from mid-range, he's very effective. Love seeing him getting it going from there.
Here's Matthews. Pass to Antetokounmpo. Lakers working the ball around now. Morris against Harrell. And there's 2 points. Working on the glass, paying off that time.
The dogged intensity Harrell has is just insane. And he uses all this energy to his advantage, particularly on the glass.
Kennard, the pass to Mann. Outside Williams. Passes it to Morris. Misses in close.
That's not the type of opportunity he fails to convert very often.
And that concludes the first quarter of play. The Clippers on top. And for those of you just tuning in, the second quarter of action is where we're at right now. And before we move on, what do you guys think about what we've seen so far from the Clippers?
Well, in that first quarter, they were intent on just pounding the ball down low.
Old school approach. I mean, if you have a favorable matchup inside, just keep pounding it in there.
Luke Kennard out there with Lou Williams. Then it's Marcus Morris. Then there's Patrick Patterson. And it's Mann in at the small forward position. That's who's out there for the Clippers. Now, here's Kennard. Nothing yet on the scoreboard for him. And the rejection by Harrell. Floats it up there for Harrell. Up high to stuff the alley-oop.
And with toughness and physicality, Harrell can simply overpower opponents offensively.
Kennard, the pass to Williams. Patterson with it. And there's the defensive 3-second call. Teams have dynasties. The 90s, Michael Jordan. We've seen it over the many decades. Over the next decade, though, who do you think is going to lead the pack there?
Oh, that's a great question. You know, with the way Father Time is treating LeBron, you might have to wait and see because he is still playing at such a high level. But, you know, obviously Giannis has got to be on the short list with the Bucks. For me, I really look at Luka in Dallas. I just feel like with Kristaps Porzingis, that duo could just be deadly with how the game is played. But don't sleep on the Celtics with Tatum and Brown and that group that they have with the front office they have. Man, I think the league overall is going to be in great shape moving forward.
It sure seems that way. Here's Leonard. After the basket by Montrezl Harrell. Here's George. And contact. And here we go with the coach's challenge. Not surprised in a competitive game like this. And he's disputing the personal foul call.
And I think when it comes to some of the more difficult calls to make, personal fouls can be tough. The action is so fast that it's really tough to catch everything in real time.
The wonders of technology, Greg. We've seen replay reviews so effectively, and involving the coaches by being able now to challenge like this is something a lot of people have been hoping for. And the announcement on the review is that the foul was called in error. So they have determined, Greg, to overrule the original call.
And guys, this is what it's all about, getting the call right. And I think in this case, the video review showed that while it was a tough call to make on the floor, they got it right with the review.
He's been off the mark, but somehow...
And yep, we thought we might see it. And the coach's challenge has been triggered on the personal foul call.
And this is the time now where the officials can review in closer detail what constituted the original personal foul. Getting a different angle can sometimes make it a lot easier to determine.
Greg, indeed, and the one thing with replay review is that when you see the slow motion replay, you really get a new appreciation for just the immense speed at which these players are moving and how fast the action really is and how hard it can be sometimes, you know, Greg, to make the right call. And so the word is in. They've decided that the call stands as it was made on the floor.
And, you know, even if a coach still feels this wasn't the right call, you got to acknowledge the effort being put in to reviewing it. The double checking, and the game continues on.
And the Clippers making a change here. Batum's checked in. And here's George. He'll bring it up for the Clippers. Three-pointer. And it's George again missing.
Not the most productive quarter he'll ever have, but his shot selection's been a little bit dubious.
And it seemed like they couldn't get anything to fall in that opening quarter, but you can just feel the momentum starting to shift.
Jackson down low. He's against Kuzma. George with the ball. Now guarded by Caldwell Pope. Batum attacking. Pass to Zubac. On the clock. To stop the run. And the shot clock expires. 24-second violation. The Lakers making a switch here. McKinney's checked in. Here in the second quarter, about 3 minutes played. Guys, they've been getting it done.
They came out with a mission, and they have been tough to stop.
There's Schroeder. And again, it's the Lakers.
Yeah, I'm surprised that D isn't respecting this mid-range game more. They ought to be. I bet you they will be soon.
Jackson against Schroeder. It's Jackson with the drive.
And Jackson is a genius at finishing on his drives. He just has so many tricks up his sleeve.
The Lakers have gone a perfect 4 of 4 since the second quarter began. Perfect from the field. And here in the second quarter of action as we approach 4 minutes played. Kuzma, right side. Lock at 6. Caldwell Pope for 3. No good. Shot missing. So the Clippers will take it the other way.
Something that's kept this game close is the fact that the rebound stats for both teams are almost identical.
Oh, they've tailored their offense around him. And let me tell you, he loves playing in this system.
Jackson against Schroeder. Feeds to Gasol. It's hauled in by Zubac. Clippers have gone 3 of 7 shooting the ball here in the second quarter. And now they decide to foul intentionally.
Yeah, not sure what that was about. I mean, talk about a brain cramp.
Big group substitution here for the Clippers. Patterson dishes to Batum. Williams against Schroeder. And there's the pass to Mann. The Clippers need to get off a shot. Kennard's shot is off.
Strong D on the perimeter. That's how you got to play.
Shot clock and game clock separated by less than 6 seconds. Here's Gasol. Makes it off the glass. Gasol's got his first basket of the night.
And the interior game of Gasol. I mean, he's had a number of ways to score from there.
Outside Williams. Scored the basket, his second of 2 attempts.
Just a late reaction there from the defense, and he is always going to finish that one.
Now here's Schroeder over Williams. And the last shot before the buzzer is off.
The 2K Sports Halftime Show.
And we hope you enjoyed the competitive first half of action. Ernie Johnson, a pretty close game for the Clippers throughout the first quarter. They had a 4-point advantage at the end of the quarter. That about wraps it up. Time now for the second half.
And after a fairly even first couple of quarters, the second half could turn out to be a great one as both teams try to gain an edge. You know, guys, Montrezl Harrell has been exceptional here.
And how about the amount he's contributing in the scoring column? Through 2 quarters, he has been terrific.
This game has his fingerprints all over it. Now looking to replicate what he did in the first half.
And now let's check out the lineups courtesy of Gatorade, all fueled up and ready to go for the second half of basketball. So the Lakers 5 right now. Kyle Kuzma is out there with Antetokounmpo, and it's Marc Gasol. Then there's Dennis Schroeder, and it's Caldwell Pope in at the shooting guard position. Right side, Batum. It's good. The assist this time from Jackson. And the Clippers lead by 2.
That's just years of experience coming into play. Batum's aggressiveness and basketball savvy, I mean, it puts defenders in difficult spots.
Here's Kuzma, and oh boy, a lot of contact there, but he gets the call and will shoot 2. Ray, can you really compare players from completely different eras? I mean, people love to talk about the greatest of all time.
You know, Kev, some players do transcend eras. There's no doubt about that. Wilt's a great example, and there are many others. But in reality, to your point, the style and the way in which the game was played was so different that it isn't fair. I mean, all you can be is the best of your generation, or one of the best, and I think that should stand no matter what the conversation is.
Like, there's no doubt in your mind Oscar Robertson could play in this era as well as he played when he played.
No doubt. Bill Russell, all those guys,
yes,
they're truly
yes.
great ones. So much of your ability to perform at a high level is built around your confidence and your belief in your abilities. And those guys had it as much as anybody who's ever played the game.
The drive by Jackson, and that one clearly a foul. Gets the whistle, and 2 shots coming up. That one on Caldwell Pope.
Oh, man, what amazing speed and body control by Jackson. Once he penetrates inside, he's searching for the foul on his shot.
Patterson, he's checked in for the Clippers. Morris comes in for Nicholas Batum. Just a little over 90 seconds gone in the third quarter. Horton Tucker, the pass to Matthews. Shoots from 8, and again it's the Lakers.
3 for 3, and that's always a good way to start the second half.
Clippers with the ball. It's a 1-point game. And George, here we go. Here's Patterson, and it's Patterson finishing it off.
Good to see a player going all out when the game's this tight.
You know, G.A., he knows what his job is. Control the offensive glass.
Second chance opportunity so big in this instance. They have to feel fortunate that they could extend that play.
And improving as a shot maker every year. Harrell has to be accounted for defensively.
And there's the foul. It goes on Wesley Matthews. That's his first foul. Lou Williams is checked in for the Clippers. Second half of play with just under 2.5 minutes gone. Here's Morris. That's good, and it's Leonard with the assist. Morris has got 5 points so far.
An even stronger second half. Tremendous efficiency at the offensive end of the floor.
Caruso, the pass to Harrell. Nice D from Williams. And there's the call on Montrezl Harrell. That is his first foul of the game for the Clippers. Hands checked in, and it's Luke Kennard in for Paul George. Patterson against Harrell. Patterson passes to Kennard. Back to Patterson. Some nice ball movement by the Clippers. Down low, in the corner, Kennard with it. 5 to shoot. It's good. And now a 5-point Clipper lead.
Not just a jump shooter. Kennard is more than capable of doing real damage from the interior as well.
There's a minute 40 left here in the third quarter. Caruso, the pass to Harrell. And he uses the glass on the layup. Harrell's got 4 points this quarter.
That's the kind of aggressive and assertive play they need as we get closer and closer to crunch time.
Williams with the ball. Now guarded by Harrell. Patterson, that's good.
And they're passing the ball very crisply here.
Pass to Harrell. Got a piece of it. Taken away by Williams. And now the Clippers on the break. Kennard kicks to Patterson. Inside and stolen by Harrell. Outside Matthews. Loads it up there for Harrell. Hammers the alley-oop through.
And how about the incredible timing on that alley-oop?
He absolutely hammered it down. Patterson finds Kennard. Matthews with the steal. And it's the Lakers on the break. All alone. The big dunk at the end of the break.
And that's such good work to make this a one-possession game. Terrific steal to get it all started.
left side, Williams. And stolen by Harrell. Here's Horton Tucker. He's guarded by Williams. Stolen away. Nice job to interrupt the alley-oop attempt there. Caruso, the pass to Antetokounmpo.
That's a stomach punch, guys. Turn it over and give him a free run to the bucket.
Oh, you're so right. No question who has the momentum now.
Oh, exactly right. Momentum-shifting plays like that can change the tone of a game.
And the Clippers call time here. In addition to going over the game plan and making whatever necessary adjustments have to be made, Greg, this timeout also the time for players to get rehydrated or hydrate for the first time with some Gatorade. Plenty of basketball still to be played here, and they have to get recharged.
That's a great point. Without proper hydration, a player can completely run out of gas down the stretch of a game. And that's something that none of these guys can afford to have happen. If you're going to battle all the way to the finish, you have got to be hydrated.
Outside for Batum. And he beats the buzzer. Wow!
Yeah.
And as we conclude the third quarter, what a game. Neither team giving ground. Clippers lead by 2. We'll be back shortly live from Staples Center in downtown Los Angeles. And a worthy candidate tonight as we take a look at our State Farm assist of the game.
And he may not be known as a pass-first guy playing out of the two-guard spot, but he shows here that he can dole out an assist or two when he needs to.
Oh, yeah, no need for hero ball there. I mean, you just need to make the right basketball play. Outstanding dish that time.
3/10 quarters behind us. One more to go. Thanks for being with us as we begin the fourth. Whoa! I mean, that's a rugged play.
And throw it down, Kawhi. That was nasty. Love watching him go hard and attacking with power.
Jackson, he's checked in for Williams. Lakers trail by 5. Schroeder up top, guarded by Jackson. Here's Gasol. It's hauled in by Zubats. Zubats has got his 6th rebound on the night. Banked in off the glass. George has got the lead up to 7 now for the Clippers.
And they've done some nice work as we've come down the stretch here in the final quarter.
In perfect timing, with the small lead, they're doing all they can to protect it.
And wait to finish and cut into that lead a little bit.
Yeah, but look at the basket, guys, still shaking. And it's George finishing it off.
Yeah, you see the athleticism George had on that dunk. So quick and explosive. Gets to the rim in an instant.
Schroeder passes to Gasol. It's hauled in by Zubats. Zubats has got 7 rebounds in the game. And Jackson throws it down hard.
Well, when Batum spots a wide-open teammate, he zips the rock to him quickly. Just exceptional vision.
Schroeder finds Gasol. Kuzma outside. Schroeder passes to Kuzma. No good that time. Great D that time from Batum. And so they foul intentionally. Clippers leading by 9. Outside, George. He dishes it to Leonard. Pass to Zubats. He kicks it to Batum. Outside, Leonard. Some nice ball movement by the Clippers. Just 4 to shoot. Rejected by Gasol.
You got to be wary of Gasol. I mean, he's good at using his length to turn away shots.
And so it's Jackson who brings it up for the Clippers. They lead by their biggest margin of the game, 9. Cans it from downtown.
Wow, has he flipped the switch at halftime. Much more effective here in the second half.
Here's Schroeder, and they pick up 2.
Oh, you get it inside like this, you're going to get a high percentage shot almost every time.
Here's Jackson, and here are the Clippers. They're on a 12-4 run right now. It's stolen by Schroeder. Not watching the line there. That'll be a backcourt violation. The Lakers making a switch here. Here's Jackson. Pass to George. That's good, and it's Jackson with the assist that time. Jackson's got his 4th assist with that last one here tonight. Nobody near Schroeder. Off target from outside. Clippers leading by 12 to the paint. He gets that one.
Boy, you have to be impressed with the offensive production. They have got it firing on all cylinders.
Oh, and they're showing no signs of letting up. I love this approach right now. They value each possession.
Bam! Harold flying to the hoop, always giving max effort.
And Dennis Schroeder gets the whistle that time. That is his first foul of the game. A minute 42 left in the 4th.
Playing the little cornerback there. Anticipates the pass and jumps the route.
And Antetokounmpo slams it in.
And he pulls off the Houdini to make that catch and slam it through.
Stupendous alley-oop. Jackson against Schroeder. Jackson looking around to the inside. Jordan. Beautiful dish, and the layup goes down.
But you can't leave somebody that wide open when Jackson's running the show. Reggie will find him every time.
Jackson against Schroeder. And Harold, the bucket on the assist by Schroeder. Harold's got 20 points.
Well, it's just been one of those nights from he got into the floor of the game and has not lost his touch.
And the first one drops.
Well, for Jackson, it's about being consistent. I mean, when he concentrates on playing to his strengths, he's an effective player.
Lakers trail by 12.
And so only one team answered the bell tonight, guys. Not a monster blowout by any means, but still a double-digit victory for the Clippers.
You know, it's tough to put your finger on the deciding factor in this one, but I'd say that the shooting accuracy made the difference.
Yeah, I think you're on point, Kevin. They got better looks, and that tends to lead to a better field goal percentage.
And so it'll boost this year's win total for them to 29. The one player that really stands out, of course, in this one, it was a dazzling game for Paul George.
Well, he had a hand in just about everything they did tonight. I mean, he just didn't take a single possession off on either end. He was a complete package.
Paul George with the steal. And now it's Leonard running. Here we go, all the way. Now the pass to George. Shoots. That's good, and it's Leonard with the assist.
And credit the whole team. It was a focused, concerted effort to put this one away.
Yeah, I love how they play for one another out there. No signs of selfishness. They're just a total team effort.
Really like that work there in the paint. He has really established a low post presence.
He lobs it up, and the dunk by Zubac.
And you can sense that these fans, these players, they are ready to celebrate.
And you know they are, sure. I mean, come on, the finish line is in sight. All they have to do is play it smart.
And a deep three from George. No good on the three. So the Clippers winning this one easily. So, all right, David, thank you. And that'll wrap it up, folks. the bronze likeness of Lakers great Magic. Now that we have a second, let's take a quick peek at the rebounding numbers for the last handful of seasons for Deandre Jordan.
It's a concerning trend for him. Whether he's lost some strength or just isn't putting in as much effort on the glass as he used to, he's not rebounding nearly as effectively anymore. And that's something that needs to change.
So the Nets starting five. We've got Harden. Deandre Jordan is out there with Green. Then there's Irving. And it's Harris in at the small forward. And for the Lakers, Antetokounmpo out there with Harrell. Then there's Dennis Schroeder. Then there's Kyle Kuzma. And it's Caldwell Pope in at the two guard. And here are the Nets. They defeated the Wizards in their last game.
And the focus was to get stops. All game, they were right up on shooters, and that led to some big-time rejection.
This was their game plan going in. Make shooters uncomfortable by challenging every possible shot.
Out to Kuzma. That one's in, his first bucket of the game. He's 1 for 2. We always see it, these players, Greg, looking rejuvenated after the All-Star week. Does that short period of rest really make that kind of difference?
I think sometimes mentally more than physically. It's kind of an opportunity to hit the reset button and prepare yourself for the stretch run. And listen, that season is so long, and because guys train year-round now, to get that mini break, if you will, I think can work wonders for guys as they get ready to make that home stretch push.
We're seeing the light at the end of the tunnel. Here's Harrell after the basket by Brooklyn. Caldwell Pope feeling it out a bit. Off target with the open look.
Uncontested look. Can't fault the shot selection. He's money from there.
In the corner, Irving with it. And it's Harris off the drive. The feed now to Jordan. Back to Harris. That drops, and it comes off an assist from Jordan.
You see the game plan is working already. 4 straight makes to start this one.
Here's Harrell, and Harrell slams it in.
If you're the defender, a scary sight is to have Montrezl Harrell coming downhill.
Harden against Schroeder. And Harden with the stuff.
Never a bad idea to run the old pick play.
You're right. And if it produces a slam like that, we'll probably see more of them.
Especially if the defense is going to allow you to do it. Have to switch on that play.
Brooklyn leading by 6. Plenty of space. Another one falls for Brooklyn.
And it just seems that every pass they make is leading to a score. Just great ball movement.
Schroeder against Harden, and looks like the illegal kick was set. Yep, that's right. That'll get their attention.
And guys, point of emphasis for the league is to really crack down on illegal screens.
Yes, the last few years, the rules changes have tended to benefit the offenses. This evens things out a bit.
Blake Griffin, he's checked in for the Nets. Nicholas Claxton comes in for Jeff Green. And so Gasol will bring it up for the Los Angeles Lakers, trailing here by 8. Last game matchup with the Suns, a tough loss there.
And that was a game to forget. You'd like to find some teachable moments, but I think they'd like to just turn the page and move forward.
Nothing wrong with that. Sometimes we overanalyze things. Can be better to just let it go.
It's his first trip to the line.
And not the guy you want to see at the line too often. Season numbers has him in the bottom tier of the league.
Alfonso McKinney's checked in for Los Angeles. Brownie's checked in for the Nets. Johnson comes in for James Harden.
Moving it around, 8 of their last 10 coming off assists. I mean, hard to fathom that Blake Griffin is becoming one of the more prolific three-point shooters among NBA big men.
Greg, it was a shot he barely attempted through his first 6 seasons in the league. Now he's made it a key part of his arsenal.
Here's Irving following the basket by Marc Gasol. Fires from the line. Another one falls for Brooklyn.
They've wasted no time settling into their offense.
55 seconds left to play in the first quarter. Lets it go from 11. He can't hit that time. And it's the Nets taking it the other way. Here's Brown. Basket is good. The assist from Johnson.
And you can't help but pick their defense apart. They're completely in disarray.
Uses both hands to slam it down.
And wait to finish and cut into that lead a little bit.
Yeah, but look at the basket guy still shaking. Here's Johnson. Good for the basket. Starting off 1 for 1 with that shot.
They've been excellent so far, coming in with a well-balanced attack.
And it's helped them build an early lead. They just need to stay aggressive.
Now here's Matthews. He's been patient so far. Nothing on the scoreboard yet. Now here's Brown. Defense is right there. Johnson wide open. He fires. Gets it to go from beyond the arc.
Yeah, we're seeing some fireworks from them already.
They established the pace. They made shots. This is why they're way out in front.
And as we conclude the first quarter, a 1. And buenas noches, basketball fans. It's Latin night here on 2K Sports. And you might have noticed the custom jerseys worn by the players. And the Nets have been rolling right along here, haven't they?
Hey, why take jump shots when you can get your points at the rim?
Especially at the start. You want to get something positive going and establish your rhythm.
All fueled up and ready to go. Let's reset the lineups courtesy of Gatorade as the second quarter gets going. Setting the floor for the Nets. We've got Irving. Griffin is out there with Brown. And it's Claxton in at the power forward position.
And they need those kind of plays right now. Smart defense that generates some open.
Here's Chioza. Dishes it to Brown. Griffin against Gasol. Brown the pass to Claxton. Got a hand on it.
No, he won't block a lot of shots. Kyle with terrific defense that time. Read that one all the way.
Some changes for the Lakers. Montrezl Harrell, he's checked in for Gasol. Kentavious Caldwell-Pope comes in for Wesley Matthews. And Dennis Schroeder subbed in for Alex Caruso. And then for Brooklyn, Deandre Jordan's checked in for Griffin. And it's James Harden in for Kyrie Irving.
Strong move to the 10, trying to get his guys going.
Hard not to get motivated, GA, right when your teammate makes that kind of play.
The problem is your opponent is making big plays as well. I'll be curious to see the response.
Schroeder outside. Caldwell-Pope on the wing. Here's Horton Tucker. 17 points for him last game against Phoenix.
You can't forget about how great he was at forcing contact and getting to the line. He racked up a lot of easy points at the line that way.
And Harden wide open. He shoots. The shot's good. Brown making the play. Harden's got 6 points in the quarter.
Defensively, they just look out of sync, not closing out on the threes in time.
The putback tries to keep it alive. And the ball travels out of bounds. It was last touched by Schroeder. Brooklyn leading by 14. Here's Chioza. No good with the triple. Lakers have gone 2 of 4 shooting the ball here in the second. Oh, Kuzma's in position. And a little under 2.5 minutes gone by here in the second quarter. Jordan the pass to Harden. Yep, that one goes. Greg, we know the names of the superstars, but there are players that are just under that category who probably should get a little more recognition.
Hey, Kevin, that's a great point, and I'm going to toot my alma mater's horn a little bit. Christian Wood's a guy that kind of
good one, yes.
Reminds me of that. He's kind of on the come up. How about Devontae Graham, the second rounder back in 2018, but he's showing to be an established young talent in this league, and there are many more guys like that, and they're going to have their opportunity to become household names.
Antetokounmpo's checked in for Kyle Kuzma. Johnson surveying the floor. Harden finds Johnson. Down it goes for his third basket in as many tries.
And arguably no one in the NBA draws more attention than Harden. Part of why I think he creates so many opportunities for others.
If you start the alley-oop, Harold can usually finish it. He's an explosive big man with good hands.
Johnson outside. Harden outside over Caldwell Pope. Jordan kicks to Johnson. They kick it out to Green. And Harris wide open. He shoots. Rebound by Harold. Lakers trail by 14. And Joe Harris, the lethal shooter, he can also be a threat in the pick-and-roll game.
Yeah, Harris does a great job reading what a defense is given. He's more than just a catch-and-shoot type of player. Harris can hit shots on the move and isn't afraid to go at defenders.
And Los Angeles with some changes. Marcus All's checked in for Harrell. Matthews comes in for Kentavious Caldwell-Pope. And it's Alex Caruso in for Dennis Schroeder. And the Nets miss again.
You almost have to assume he's going to knock those down when he is that open.
It's stolen by Green. And here's the fast break. Jordan leading the way. And Deandre Jordan throws it down.
That's why Deandre is so unique. Nearly 7 feet tall, but runs the floor like a guard.
Matthews passes to Gasol. Good work defensively by Harden. The Nets shooting their first free throws here tonight. And he makes the first. Brooklyn making some changes. Blake Griffin comes in for DeAndre Jordan. And Irving subbed in for James Harden.
And the former Hoya Green, a rangy forward who can both score and defend from all areas of the floor.
Here's Caruso. Uses the glass to finish the layup. Caruso's got 4 points now in the quarter. And here's Brooklyn. They're on a 14-6 run. Irving against Matthews. Now, here is Irving. Defense right on him. Just 3 on the clock. The shot missing.
Shut down. This is the way you play defense. This is how you protect.
Thank you, David. And we'll be back after halftime as the third quarter gets underway.
And now, the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Hey again, everybody. I'm Ernie Johnson. Shaq is here. Kenny's here. James Harden led the way in the first half. He had 14 points and 2 assists. And that's going to do it for our halftime show, sadly.
And there wasn't too much drama in the first half, but maybe things will tighten up here in the second. An exceptional performance so far from James Harden.
Yeah, and just look at the numbers from the first half. He has been very efficient.
And it's not like everything's been at the rim. There's been a number of jump shots along the way.
Caldwell Pope out there with Dennis Schroeder. Then there's Kyle Kuzma. Then it's Montrezl Harrell. And it's Antetokounmpo into the 4 spot. That's the group starting the second half for Frank Vogel.
Yeah, liking the vision there from Caldwell Pope, looking to get his guys going when they're open.
Harden the pass to Jordan. Out to Harris. Here's Harden on the wing. He's got 14. Bucket is good. And the Nets lead by 16.
And just a smooth player who reads the floor incredibly well. Harden is always looking to get his teammates involved.
Schroeder against Harden. And that one's good. Schroeder's got his second bucket of the game to go.
Just good aggressive drive from him that time. Found a hole in the D and went straight to the rim.
It's Harden with the drive and the jam by Harden.
And it is easy to get spoiled watching Harden. He's had so many games like this in his career, but you still got to appreciate what he does.
Antetokounmpo kicks to Kuzma. There's the lob at Antetokounmpo.
Trying to attack the heart of that defense with great teamwork.
And so it's Harden bringing it up for Brooklyn. They led by as many as 18 points. This game is finished. They'll be off to Portland taking on the Trailblazers. That'll be game 2 of 4 straight on the road. And the wide open shot from Green. Misses the 3.
The defense got lucky there. That's one you expect him to drain.
It's tipped and stolen by Kyrie Irving. Some solid defense from Antetokounmpo.
Offensively, that's how you want to end the possession, except for the result.
To the middle, he's looking for Harrell and finds him. That shot is off, so Brooklyn will take it the other way.
After hitting 3 straight, they finally missed one, but you can see the rhythm coming out of the half.
Pass to Antetokounmpo and stolen by Jordan. Green, the pass to Harris. Good, and it's Green picking up the assist. Green's got his 4th assist in this one.
Right now, he's being too passive and not looking for his shot enough. He needs to be more aggressive and get more shots up because he's shooting well.
Here's Harrell. Goes up and lays it nice and easy. Harrell's got 4 points now in the quarter.
And Schroeder entrusted to run this offense, making the right call.
Schroeder against Harden. Jordan, the pass to Harden. Back to Jordan, and stolen by Harrell. The drive by Schroeder. Shooting foul as the whistle blows. He'll shoot 2 free throws. It's going to be on James Harden.
The blazing speed of Dennis Schroeder enabling him to keep the defense off balance.
Markieff Morris is checked in for the Lakers. Rager, the all-time assist leader for the Big West Conference. In that frame, talk about some of the traits that make for a good floor general, a good point guard, a good facilitator.
Yeah, I mean, listen, you have to be a leader because that's what the position calls for. Unselfishness, instincts, that stuff matters. But ultimately, your teammates got to feel like you play for them. And that's when you have a chance as a team to be special.
I'm assuming you've always been like that. Am I correct?
No, that is not
really?
true.
Wow.
I evolved into a leader. In all seriousness, I think some guys are natural. Others, like myself, had to evolve into it.
Griffin.
Blake leaves you speechless. His dunks are out of this world.
Schroeder outside, and Kuzma has it in the corner.
You want your bigs playing big. Rips it down in traffic.
Griffin with it. Picked up by Kuzma. There's the pass to Claxton. Back to Brown. Passes it to Llewellyn. From about 19 feet. And that one goes long.
That's one he knows he should have drained.
Floats it up there for Harrell. Throws down the alley-oop slam.
And maybe that'll trigger them. Impossible not to get pumped up after that.
Yeah, well, you could see the immediate reaction of the guys on the bench. They are pumped up. Johnson up top. And so it's Brooklyn with a 10-point lead. Some breathing room heading into the break. They're shooting the balls. And now let's go back to a play from earlier as we show you our State Farm assist of the game.
Yeah, and I like the fact we get to see this pass one more time. A magnificent feed, and you love to see your off guard taking over the playmaking duties with this much skill.
Very unselfish. If you appreciate teamwork, this is the kind of play that will get you up out of your seat.
And this is it. Glad to have you along for this 4th and final quarter. And Brooklyn looking who they've got. Irving is out there with Brown. Then there's Griffin, and it's Luwawu in at the 3 slot. I'm glad we got to see the mobile 1 block once more. What a play.
The defensive awareness, the timing, when you have to face a defender that can reject you like that, it can alter your approach.
2 on the clock, Gasol. And the lead is down inside single digits.
If you came to watch a scoring battle, you're in the right place.
Yeah, both teams trying to close out strong. These are the fireworks that fans came to see.
And that one's good, Irving.
I like this from Kyrie. Looking for a high percentage shot, settling for nothing less.
Lakers trail by 10. Here's Caruso. That one is good. He's only missed one shot of his 6 taken on the floor.
They're finding lanes to the hoop now with consistency. 5 buckets in a row from the paint.
Irving drives in, and he banks in the layup. Irving's got 4 points in the quarter.
Playing at his tempo, his pace, he's been dialed in all night.
Gasol looking around. It's Matthews on the wing. Lob pass to Gasol. Trying to go for an alley-oop, but excellent defense and anticipation there to stop it. Here's Irving. The shot's good. Brown making the play. And now it's a 12-point Brooklyn lead.
Yeah, he's in such a great rhythm right now. Makes sense to get him the ball any way you can.
Let him decide whether to shoot it, whether to pass it. He's your catalyst right now.
Really like that work there in the paint. He has really established a low post presence.
Now here is Irving. He's covered closely. From past the arc. Another miss by Irving. And here's Gasol. He'll bring it up for the Los Angeles Lakers. It's a 10-point game. McKinney, great positioning on the putback.
And folks, he did not luck into that one. He knew just where he wanted to be to grab that backboard.
Outside Irving. The dish to Brown. The shot's good. And the Nets lead by 10.
And Matador defense, that's one of the easiest shots he is ever going to see.
And this is what happens when you start to break your opponent's spirit. The resistance is no longer there.
Morris right side. 6 on the shot clock. Matthews dishes to Morris. The kick out to Matthews. From 17 feet out. And no good. Trying to use the glass. Nets leading by 10. Griffin passes to Irving. Goes up on the high post. Rebound the Lakers. Matthews with it. Picked up by Brown. Back to Matthews. Puts up a 3. And it's Matthews again missing. The Nets have gotten 4 of their 6 shots to fall so far here in the fourth. A pretty nice efficiency there. Here's Llewellyn. Back to Griffin. Over to the wing. Brooklyn needs to get off a shot here. Irving way outside. And it's Gasol with the rebound.
And he's a good shooter from outside, but not sure from that deep.
You know, we're seeing players move further and further back to create space, but that does make it a tougher shot.
And at this point, just sort of running through the paces, as it appears it'll be a nice win here for the Nets.
A few times this season, turnovers have cost them, but they really kept the ball under control.
They were both focused and relentless.
And so taking a look at their record, a nice milestone they'll be picking up tonight. 30 wins on the year now.
And they've taken control of the season series. This brings them to 2-0 with 1 game left against this squad.
And you know, looking back at all the contributions tonight, it was a really phenomenal all-around game for James Harden.
I thought he did a good job of filling out the defense early on. Then once he found his groove, he stayed aggressive throughout.
The three-pointer off the mark. And here's Los Angeles, trailing by 13. The shot's good from Kuzma.
Teams try to play Kuzma physical, but he has the strength to power right through contact.
17 seconds left to play in the final quarter. Harden kicks to Johnson. Harden dishes to Johnson. Harris looking it over. And And so it's Brooklyn easily grabbing this one. Thank you, David. Great interview once again. Thank you for joining. A look from before as the Clippers made their way to the... A moment now to look at the year-to-year scoring output and how it has been trending for Lou Williams.
And maybe it's shocking, maybe not too shocking, but the scoring trend over the last few years has been going down a bit. I'm sure it's something he's well aware of, and we'll see if that continues to be the case.
Here are the starters for Brooklyn. Green is out there with Griffin. Then there's Deandre Jordan. Then there's Irving. And it's Harden in at the point guard position. And for Los Angeles, we've got Kawhi Leonard. Jackson is out there with Paul George. Then there's Batum. And it's Zubac in at the center, filling out the middle. Green against Leonard. Outside, George. The three-pointer, no good. And it's Irving with the ball for Brooklyn. They defeated the Wizards in their last game.
Yeah, in that game, I thought they took advantage of some sloppy play, but give them credit. They turned mistakes into points.
Yeah, the last game, it felt like they were just feeding off of what they were doing defensively, forcing a lot of those turnovers, and that helps build your defensive confidence.
George passes to Zubac, and he makes that one. Zubac has got his second bucket of the night. Midway through the season, are teams, Brent, still trying to find their identity and evolve, or is it just a matter of building on what you've already got?
I think at this point, you already know what you got, Kevin, and so what you want to do, I want to be the best at what it is that I can do, and that's where I think coaching staffs are focused right now.
Now, here is Irving, following the miss by Deandre Jordan.
Things are going south right now. This is not the type of shooting that his teammates expect from him.
George against Harden. The Nets have gone just 1 for 5 from the field to start the quarter. Irving dishes to Green. The kick out to Irving. And it's off the back rim, no good.
He just doesn't look like himself this quarter. Something's missing.
Well, he's missing, and it's starting to affect a little bit in his body language, and you just don't want to see that.
And the versatility of Paul George's game, elite defense and rebounding, steals and deflections.
You think about Paul George moving to several teams, yet still having the impact on both ends of the floor. I think that is a telltale sign that you have an elite talent in Paul George.
Here's Jackson after Jeff Green's bucket.
A really good decision there from Paul George, quick to find the open man.
Harden surveying the D. A putback, and there's Jordan putting it right back in.
Hard work and soft hands, guys. That's what made that play possible.
No simple offensive rebound there. Going for the tip in. Now here's Jackson. He's averaging just around 8.5 points a game. Here's Leonard, and it's blocked by Jordan.
Well, the arms of Deandre Jordan are like a horizon line. They go on forever, which allows him to send those shots back.
And how about that exhale there? Finally gets one to fall through 6 attempts.
Here's George, following the basket by Kyrie Irving. And Paul George with the 3.
And they don't want to get in a habit of giving him open looks from 3. First quarter still, but not who you want to leave open.
Now, here is Harden. Last game, 26 points. Jordan, the pass to Green. Nobody near Irving. Good, and it's Green picking up the assist. Irving's got his second basket.
Gets one to fall, but only his second make in the first 7 attempts.
And it's Leonard with the ball. He'll bring it up for Los Angeles. They trail by 1. Out to the wing. Over in the corner, Batum. Harden against George. It's through for his second basket. He's now 2 for 6.
Yeah, Paul George anticipating contact, preparing for it, and just how smooth the finish was that, Kevin.
Harden the pass to Griffin. Leonard with the steal. They push it up 4 on 3. Here's George. The rebound by Jeff Green.
Well, mid-range is where he makes the money. So when the D's slow to get out on him, always surprising to see him miss from there.
Several lead changes going on here in the early portion of this game.
Yeah, it reminds me of that cameo song, Back and Forth.
Here's Jackson following the basket by Blake Griffin. Jackson passes to Zubac. Goes straight through the defender for the dunk. Draws the foul. He'll go to the line. It's going to be on Deandre Jordan.
Now, this is what his coaches like to see. Jackson making an effort to distribute the ball in that situation.
Here's Chioza. And there's the call on Lou Williams. That is his first foul of the game. 5 seconds left in the first quarter. Harry. He hangs in there and cashes in on the second chance points.
Oh, what terrific hustle. He's got a nose for the rebound.
Greg, he's ferocious when the ball goes up. It's all tied.
In the gym trying to work my free throw.
And we hope you're enjoying the game. Both teams tonight keeping things pretty even so far on the scoreboard. And guys, what's your take on the Clippers so far?
You know, I like the confidence that they've shown here early on.
Yeah, I think they've controlled the momentum, and that is showing up.
And now, brought to you by Gatorade, all fueled up and ready to go. Let's reset our lineups. And Brooklyn, looking who they've got. Harris is out there with Luwawu. Then it's Johnson. Then there's Brown. And it's Claxton in at the center.
We'll see if they can finally hold on to a lead. It's been back and forth all night.
Well, you can tell they really want to increase this lead. They can't keep letting them take it from them.
Patterson can't get it to go.
I think he rushed that one just a little bit, thinking the defense was going to get close. They weren't.
Good. Johnson's got the lead up to 4 now for the Nets.
They're consistently finding ways to get the ball inside and taking full advantage.
And here is Los Angeles now, following the bucket by the Nets. Williams gets the bucket.
Williams still has some nasty handles. I love him busting out some of those tricky moves from time to time.
A 3-time Sixth Man of the Year last season. Lou Williams named his newborn son Six in honor of his success in that role.
We talk a lot about the Mount Rushmore of the game's greatest players. Maybe we can start to chisel out the sixth men of the year in the NBA. Lou Williams would have to get some serious consideration for that monument.
The shot's good. Brown making the play. Johnson's got 6 points.
Yeah, this story in the second quarter much different than the one in the first. We're finally seeing some aggression.
And taken away by Johnson. And here we go. Brooklyn fast break. And count it. The shot is good. He'll go to the free throw line.
I just really like how Tyler distributes the basketball, skilled at quickly getting the ball over to the open man.
The Nets shooting their first free throw of the evening.
And how about as a group, 80% on the season, one of their best attributes.
Williams, and the layup's good off the glass. Williams has got 4 points this quarter.
I mean, if the defender is going to play off like that, then you know what's going to happen. There are going to be points put on the board.
And here is Johnson. 6 points for him. Luwawu-Cabarrot kicks to Harris. Kennard with the rebound. Clippers trail by 7. Inside. Here's Morris. Some solid defense from Harris.
I don't think the defense does enough out there to bother him. I think that one's all on him. Just a flat-out miss.
Oh, great ball movement there.
For Los Angeles, they've gone 2 of 5 from the field here in the second quarter, shooting 40%. Here's Williams. Laid in with a nice touch off the glass. He has 6. It's the Nets now. They get to take on the Blazers at Portland after this one. That'll be the second on the road in the midst of this long 4-game road stand. Johnson, the pass to Luwawu. Out to Harris. 6 to shoot. Fires for 3. And it's the Clippers with the rebound. Last time they faced off, it was right here at home where they couldn't get it done.
And turnovers were the story for them when they saw each other last. I mean, just a heartbreaking way to lose the game.
Here's Johnson after the Clippers pick up 2. Here in the second quarter, just under 3.5 minutes played. And oh boy, a lot of contact. And folks, the coach's challenge has been initiated for a personal foul. Close game like this, and he thought it wasn't a good call.
And I think when it comes to some of the more difficult calls to make, personal fouls can be tough. The action is so fast that it's really tough to catch everything in real time.
The wonders of technology, Greg. We've seen replay reviews so effectively, and involving the coaches by being able now to challenge like this is something a lot of people have been hoping for. And so the word is in. They've decided that the call stands as it was made on the floor.
And, you know, even if a coach still feels this wasn't the right call, you got to acknowledge the effort being put in to reviewing it. The double checking, and the game continues on.
A platoon swap here for the Clippers. A big group substitution here for Brooklyn. Deandre Jordan's checked in for Nicholas Claxton. Griffin comes in for Harris. Jeff Green, he's checked in for Luwawu-Cabarrot. And James Harden has subbed in for Bruce Brown. Jackson up top. Uses the glass to finish the layup.
And good to see Jackson finish closer in. Not a guard who just chucks up threes. Can find the creases with that handle.
Now here's Harden. And the jam by Harden.
Oh, and he breaks out the tomahawk. No soft finish there. Pure power.
We can feel that one all the way over here. A 3 from George. And that's collected by Deandre Jordan. Jordan's got his 8th rebound here tonight.
A good job by him on the glass here tonight. +8 in that department.
This is his first trip to the line tonight.
Not the best statistic for him in terms of his performance at the line. Very low number. As we've gotten closer to halftime, their style has become more and more physical.
George passes to Zubac. And the dunk by Zubac.
And way to finish and cut into that lead a little bit.
Yeah, but look at the basket guy still shaking. Harden against Leonard. Harden dishes to Johnson. And 2 free throws coming up. Unable to get that one to go with all the contact.
Like it when there's aggressive play from Johnson. He definitely gets hit right there and still takes it to the rim.
And this is his second trip to the line in the game.
Gotta admire what he's been able to do at the free throw line this season. How about over 90%? And just a much better job of attacking and getting to the line here in the second quarter. Didn't have a single attempt in the first.
And the dunk by Batum.
A power flush with a long hang on the rim at the end of that.
That could be a catalyst for him. It really could. Harden the pass to Jordan on the wing. Johnson. Harden has a wide open look. And again, it's the Nets missing. And now, thanks so much, Dave, for the great interview. Don't go away, folks. We'll be back for the show.
It's the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Hey, everybody, welcome back from the first half. Been a dandy so far. Brooklyn found themselves in a close game in the first. The period wrapped up with the teams up. And that's going to do it for our halftime show, Seth.
And as we get into this third quarter, as we've seen so far, neither team able to create much separation on the scoreboard yet. After like what you're seeing from Tyler Johnson.
Really impressed with the shot selection through the first half. Just taking what he can get from the defense.
Yeah, I'm thinking back to the first half and wondering, did he take a low percentage shot? Everything efficient.
They've got Paul George. Ivica Zubac is out there with Batum. And there's Jackson, and it's Leonard in at the 3 spot. So that's the lineup on the floor for the Clippers. And Griffin stays with it.
And they continue to control the glass.
George with the ball. Here's Jackson. Rebounded by the Nets. Jordan's got 9 rebounds in the game. Getting it done. Count it, good. Griffin's got the lead up to 9 now for the Nets.
Now, Griffin good at timing when it is that he leaks out a huge target on the fast break.
And George kicks to Leonard. Outside for Jackson. Wants to get it to Zubac, and does.
Terrific effort from him really all night, yet despite his supreme marksmanship, they're still operating at a deficit.
Now Harden, elbow shot is on the way. Batum grabs the miss. Left side, George. Jackson passes to George. Jackson against Irving. Here's Zubac, and the dunk by Zubac.
And you want more of this from Jackson. The more unselfish he is, the better the team.
Now, here is Harden. He's a guy that can score, no doubt, averaging over 25 points a game. Hangs in midair and converts on the double clutch layup. Harden's got 6. I know you appreciate this, Greg. So much of defense now is closing out on the three-point shooting and then protecting the rim. Consequently, pull-up jump shooting.
Well, not only looking at Paul George get up, look at the guys on the bench loving it from PG.
Harden against Leonard. Great D that time from Batum.
If you told me this was the kind of game he was going to have, I would not have expected them to be in front right now.
Leonard on the wing, guarded by Harden. And too much time in the lane. They get called for the 3-second violation. And Los Angeles with some changes. Patterson, he's checked in for Zubac. Morris comes in for Nicholas Batum. Lou Williams is subbed in for Reggie Jackson. Here's Irving. And it's the Clippers with the rebound. Leonard's got his 4th rebound with that last one here tonight. It'll go, and the Nets lead is cut down to 3 on the bucket from George.
Nice pass here to set that basket up.
Third quarter here, and 3 minutes have come off the clock. Irving kicks to Harris. Here's Irving over Morris. The shot's good from Irving. He's got 6.
Nice mid-range J. Automatic, it looks like, for Kyrie Irving right now.
And here is Williams. He has 6. And it's George missing. Left side, Irving. Perry passes to Irving. Dishes it to Johnson. And here's Harris from the arc. The shot, no good. So the Clippers will take it the other way. And then George with the jam.
Paul George can be dangerous out in transition. Great job finishing there.
Brooklyn leading by 3. Irving with it. He has 6. It's hauled in by Paul George.
Well, a lot of players in the league are going to make that shot, and for him, it's pretty much automatic. It's a good defensive effort to prevent the layup.
Well, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. They keep getting it in the paint and continue to score consistently.
Irving passes to Claxton. It's hauled in by George. And here's George. He'll bring it up for the Los Angeles Clippers. The putback controls the rebound and puts it back up and in. And the Clippers lead by 1. Neither side has relented a bit in this back-and-forth affair.
And you can sense the energy in the building already as this game is starting to build towards having a terrific finish.
You got to stay in front of Kyrie Irving at all times. Yeah, I said it here from the sidelines. Try doing it out there on the floor.
Just 1 second between the shot clock and game clock. Williams finds Patterson. Now here's Williams. From deep three-point range, drops in the tray. Williams has got the lead up to 2 now for the Clippers.
During his career, Lou Williams has been a decent threat from the three-point line, around 35%. Good at stretching out the court.
And the game still closely contested as we... And let's take this chance now to show you the State Farm assist of the game.
Yeah, a terrific, unselfish play right here. Set up his teammate, and how about the setup this was?
What an advantage if your off guard can make plays so valuable.
Well, this has been a great contest so far, and I imagine the fourth quarter could have even more action in store for us. On the court for the Nets, getting the fourth quarter going, we've got Irving. Luwawu is out there with Harris, and it's Claxton in at the 5 down low.
And they haven't been able to turn it into a big lead, but their rebounding advantage is starting to add up.
And Los Angeles guys shooting the ball really well in this game, 58%. And he commits the intentional foul.
Really no idea why you're fouling in a situation like that. You know, maybe there's some bad blood between those two.
Catching up on the changes for Los Angeles. Zubac is checked in for Patterson. Batum comes in for Morris. And Reggie Jackson subbed in for Kennard. And a new group in for the Nets. Deandre Jordan's checked in for Nicholas Claxton. Griffin comes in for Joe Harris. Green, he's checked in for Luwawu Cabarro. And it's Harden in for Kyrie Irving.
And Reggie Jackson, the former 24th pick by the Thunder, wasn't content to back up Westbrook. He basically forced his way out in search of a larger role.
The Clippers in the lead. Outside Williams. Pass to man. Lays it up off the glass.
Well, we've seen that movie a few times, haven't we? An easy bucket in the paint.
Nets shooting straight 49% from the field. It's Harden with the drive, and it's going to be out of bounds. The Nets will retain possession.
It wouldn't surprise me to see him find his touch and still be a factor. Don't count them out yet.
About a minute and a half through the fourth quarter now. And there's Jordan putting it right back in.
Well, Deandre Jordan dominates this game on both ends around the glass.
There's the lob to the hoop. And Batum throws it down.
And how about the incredible timing on that alley-oop?
He absolutely hammered it down. Here's Harden. And he drops in the layup off the glass.
Superb at finishing through contact. Harden is just so elusive and creative on those strong drives.
Williams attacking. And out of bounds as the Nets gain possession. Los Angeles making a switch here. Leonard's checked in. And the Nets making a change here as well. Harris is checked in. Brooklyn trailing. Harden outside. To tie it up. And he gets the whistle. 2 free throws coming up.
As crafty as they come, Harden uses that tremendous body control to his advantage.
Paul George, he's checked in for the Clippers. Kyrie Irving, he's checked in for the Nets.
And you could tell he's feeling confident right now at the line, and when he's on, he can be lights out.
Down low. George looking around. And George with the stuff.
PG playing behind the pick and roll, able to use his size, and a pretty good decision that time with the basketball.
Outside Irving to take the lead. But they get it back. Jordan kicks to Harden. And he sinks that one, hitting the back of the rim on the way in. Harden's got 6 here in this quarter. Outside, George to the paint and stolen by Jordan. And here we go. Brooklyn fast break. Irving leading the charge. The 19-foot shot tips it up. And there's Jordan putting it right back in.
Deandre Jordan has seen these moments before. Not usually the guy called upon, but, man, delivering in a big spot.
From deep, George. The rebound by the Nets. Jordan's got his 16th rebound on the night. Hands with the ball out of bounds. Jordan touched it last.
Man, the score being this close, you have to retain possession of the ball. You just can't give it away like that.
And a little over 3.5 minutes in the books so far here in the fourth. Here's Jackson and the dunk by Jackson.
It's easy to forget about Jackson's bunnies, but he's more than happy to remind you.
Harden outside. Passes to Griffin. The shot misses, so Los Angeles will take it the other way. George with no one around. Count it!
Whoa, the nerves on this guy.
Not backing down from this moment here. When the game is close, he kicks it up a notch.
And Harris wide open. He shoots. Bullseye! A tremendous 3 to tie it up.
Boy, does he stun the crowd by answering right back with that triple to get the game back to even.
Outside for Batum. And the pass to George. On the line, it counts.
Well, your best players want to take on the burden come clutch time, and Paul George carrying the weight right now.
Can't afford any wasted possessions down the stretch.
Nope. Every opportunity here have to have flawless execution.
Looking to get back on track here. It's hauled in by Zubac.
Well, after an impressive first half, he's just not been able to get the room or get anything going here in the second.
Leonard finds Jackson on the wing, Batum. No good on the shot, a bit long that time. Timeout called, the Nets. They trail by 2. Just 2 seconds left in the game. What's your take, guys?
And with a couple seconds still on the clock, I try to get the ball in as close to the basket as possible. That way, if you miss a quick one, you may have time for a putback to tie it at the buzzer.
And now a moment to present the New Balance Player of the Game, Paul George.
And he's had a very good night shooting the basketball. A little over 50% from the field. And a lot of those shots have come against some tight D. That shows the level of his focus and consistency.
And a deep 3 from Irving. So it's Los Angeles taking the W in a close one. That was a fun night of basketball and fabulous. All right, David, thank you. Well, folks, that's going to do it for now.
Last season was
Hello and thanks for joining us on Noche La NBA. And taking a broader look here at the year-over-year scoring trend for Lou Williams.
And looking at his offensive numbers from the past few years, it seems like teams around the league have kind of figured him out. He's having to work a lot harder for his points, and they haven't been coming nearly as easily as they used to.
Here are the 5 for the Clippers. Jackson is out there with Paul George. Then there's Kawhi Leonard. Then it's Ivica Zubac. And it's Batum in at the power forward position. And for the Lakers, Kyle Kuzma is out there with Antetokounmpo. Then there's Harold. Then it's Kentavious Caldwell-Pope. And it's Schroeder in at point. And so the Los Angeles Lakers get the first points of the ballgame. Jackson finds Leonard. George against Caldwell-Pope. Clock at 6. Almost, but it rolls out. And it's Kuzma with the ball for the Lakers. Last game matchup with the Suns, a tough loss there.
Yeah, on the road, you're already a little out of your element. Then the misses from the line become contagious.
And, you know, one of the things about missing free throws is not only are you not getting points yourself, but it allows the other team to maintain momentum or keep a rally going.
Jackson gets the bucket. Now for the teams that are clearly rebuilding, should they simply play the young guns, Greg, no matter what, or should they make them earn their minutes?
Kev, you know, I don't know that there's a right answer to that. I think it's really about the personnel and the personalities of the guys on that roster. And really, the front office should play a big role in that as well. But it's a hard call. You got to believe enough in those young guys to say, hey, that's our future. We're going in that direction. But you still got to also take care of your veteran guys who are kind of setting the table for your future. And once he got to the 10, I think he was surprised to find himself that wide open.
Well, this early, they should be showing a lot more energy on defense. It's not there.
Out of bounds, the Clippers take possession. The Clippers have gone 2 for 4 from the field so far today. Jackson against Schroeder. Jackson kicks to George. Down low. And the dunk by Zubac.
And it's good to see George concentrate on getting the ball to the open man. Excellent floor awareness.
Schroeder passes to Harold. Stolen by Zubac. Outside for George. Outside, Batum. The drive by Jackson. And the dunk by Zubac.
That's the efficiency you want to see from Jackson, using his poise and vision to make a play.
Schroeder dishes to Harold. And he converts the layup. Harold's got his second bucket of the night.
Yeah, another nice bucket down low. They've really been able to work the ball into the post effectively here so far.
And here's George for 3. Offensive rebound. And stolen by Kuzma. Fast break. Here they come. Lobbed up there for Schroeder. Whistle blows. Yep, that's going to be a travel. We've got a moment now to see the real stats, real scores from the real NBA. These are the top shooters in the league. In the third spot, Montrezl Harrell.
And just so reliable offensively. It's one thing to find good looks, but you've got to finish when you get them, and he does at a fantastic rate.
Here's what the Clippers are going with right now. Patrick Patterson, he's checked in for Batum. Lou Williams is subbed in for Reggie Jackson. Morris is checked in for Kyle Kuzma. Here's Caruso. He's averaging around 5.5 points a game. Gasol kicks to Caruso. And there's the whistle. 3-second violation.
A moment here to see some stats for Kennard.
Since the All-Star break, he's been putting in work, averaging 12 points, 2 assists, and 3 rebounds.
The contributions he's been making on the floor have been a boon for this team. Great stretch of games for him.
Yeah, you know, they've given him more responsibility, and he's responded. And the way he's going, I think his role is only going to increase.
Nailed from three-point land.
Don't sleep on Williams' ability to create for others. That's a veteran play.
Second shot opportunity. Caruso. 2 free throws coming up, and they call the shoot. And, yep, we thought we might see it. And the coach's challenge has been triggered on the personal foul call.
And I think when it comes to some of the more difficult calls to make, personal fouls can be tough. The action is so fast that it's really tough to catch everything in real time.
The wonders of technology, Greg. We've seen replay reviews so effectively, and involving the coaches by being able now to challenge like this is something a lot of people have been hoping for. And so the word is in. They've decided that the call stands as it was made on the floor.
And, you know, even if a coach still feels this wasn't the right call, you got to acknowledge the effort being put in to reviewing it. The double checking, and the game continues on.
Now here's Williams. He averages more than 12 points a game. That's some dependable production.
Love the decision making here. I mean, Sweet Lou knows he can beat his guy to the spot and then takes it strong.
Here's Gasol. They trail by 3. Here's Caruso. He's now 1 for 2 with that bucket.
Boy, Gasol with a punishing pick that time.
Now here's Williams. Defense is right there. 29 seconds left here in the opening quarter. And he uses the glass on the layup.
And the thing about Williams, sometimes he doesn't look like he's moving all that fast, and then bam, there go the Jets.
Caruso, the pass to Gasol. Outside Matthews. Here's Caruso. He's guarded by Williams. Oh, Moore's in position. Oh, a nice defensive play to disrupt the alley-oop. And still a close game as the first quarter comes to a close. And catching up with Luke Kennard before the game, he discussed what it takes.
You know, this game, you know, it's
Greg, you know this. It takes time mentally for the game to slow down.
It's a great point. This is why most championship teams are laden with seasoned veterans. You can't rush experience. It happens at its own pace.
Welcome back to Noche Latina, celebrating the Latin culture and their love for the game of basketball. It just keeps growing. And let's quickly break down the game we've seen from the Clippers, guys.
Well, in that first quarter, they were intent on just pounding the ball down low.
Yeah, and it's worked. They've got a clear edge and points in the paint. Now we'll see if they go with a more balanced attack or just keep on pounding it inside.
They've got Kyle Kuzma. Also, Marc Gasol is up. And it's Horton Tucker in at the 3 spot. That's the group for the Lakers to start the second quarter. Now here's Williams. And Gasol sends it back.
You really got to admire the reach of Gasol. He's excellent at utilizing those long arms of his to turn away shots.
Here's Caruso. He's guarded by Williams. And finished off by Gasol.
Those plays can make a difference in a game like this.
Well, you know it's going to fire up, Greg, everybody on that bench.
Making a statement for sure. I mean, we'll see if they can maintain that aggressive approach, guys.
And that's how to make an impact with defense. Once the steal is made, you know they're going to be scattered.
And now we'll get a perspective here on the hustle game, how it's been going for the Lakers.
They've come out in attack mode on the defensive end. They've applied pressure and forcing turnovers.
Another big aspect of their game tonight has been the fast break, transition opportunities. They're really keeping it up-tempo so far.
Just in a perfect position to grab that rebound and then get the putback.
Second quarter of play with around 2 minutes gone so far. And finished off by Gasol.
Given how crafty Gasol is, it's difficult trying to stick to him, especially in these screen and roll sets.
Now here's Williams. He made that one. Basket number 3 for him. He's also missed 2. And Greg, you play with some big personalities. Talk about the best way to manage egos and conflicts in the locker room. That's a very interesting topic.
No doubt about it. You know, Kev, first thing you learn from middle school on, your team is your family. And let's face it, all families have spats, and so do teams. You just learn to never personalize those things. Never leave any stone unturned. Like, don't let things fester. When there are issues, you address them. And if you're not taking things personally, you tend to be able to work through whatever issues you may come in front of.
Good advice. Patterson finds Williams. Back to Patterson. The kick out to Williams. That's good, and it's his 4th basket of the game. He's a strong 4 for 6.
Boy, for a pint-sized guy, Williams can absorb a lot of contact. Torches his man there.
Caruso looking for an opening. And Gasol with the dunk.
The D just kind of stepping aside and letting him get to the rim.
There's a reason, GA, the lead is what it is right now.
You know, you look at it, the communication is lacking, as is the trust. They can ill afford those types of breakdowns. It won't work. You can't win with those kind of breakdowns.
1:15 left here in the second. Caruso kicks to Matthews. Shot clock at 6. Horton Tucker, the pass to Gasol. The rebound by Patterson.
The defense did a really good job of choking off the middle there once he got inside.
Count it.
And you see Morris aware of his surroundings, getting a good jump down court.
Lakers leading by 5. 51 seconds left to play in the first half. Caruso, the pass to Gasol, and stolen by Patterson. Now the Clippers moving it up. Here's Morris. Whistle blows. Basket is good. So a chance here for a 3-point play.
And when he's aggressive, watch out. Morris finishing through the contact, now going to the line to try and add one more.
And Schroeder's got the ball here for the Los Angeles Lakers. And following this one, they'll take on the Hornets in New Orleans. That'll be just one game played away from home for them. Harrell finds Schroeder. Unloads from 9, and he hits the jumper for 2.
And the lack of effort to fight over the screen there makes that an easy shot.
Well, I'm going to credit the screen. I mean, that's a good, strong pick he lays there.
Jackson, that's good.
And good to see Jackson finish closer in. Not a guard who just chucks up threes. Can find the creases with that handle.
Schroeder outside. Here's Harrell, and Harrell slams it in.
And this guy, to me, embodies determination. Small at his position, but he still gets up and keeps plays alive. That's mine.
And that'll do it for the first half. A competitive game so far. Lakers.
The 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Hello again, folks. Ernie Johnson here with Kenny the Jet Smith. And a competitive matchup for the Lakers in the first quarter. The deepest hole they got themselves into in the opening. And it's just about time now for the third quarter.
And we've got second half action for you. Thus far, a pretty evenly contested game. Checking out the group for Tyronn Lue to start the second half. We've got Kawhi Leonard. Ivica Zubac is out there with Batum. And there's Jackson, and it's George in at the shooting guard. Clippers trail by 4. Leonard on the wing. Zubac against Kuzma. Tries from 10. It's tipped.
Upping his intensity on the defensive end. Love to see that. Kuzma uses his length and athleticism to challenge and alter shots. Boy, that looked like a failure to communicate. You hate unforced errors.
And for the Clippers, they're shooting impressively throughout at 62%. To the inside. Here's Jackson. And the rejection by Harrell. That's good from Caldwell Pope on the assist from Adetokounmpo. Caldwell Pope's got the first basket of the second half. That one for the Lakers. Schroeder against Jackson. Pass to Zubac. Jackson down low. He's guarded by Schroeder. Zubac no good.
And they start the second half with 3 straight misses.
Caldwell Pope. This is Antetokounmpo. You know, Greg, we know there's some power finishers in the NBA like Giannis Antetokounmpo, but he complains a lot that he needs to sell contact rather than muscle through it. How do you evaluate those kind of power finishers in the game?
Well, I mean, there's still power will always play a role, especially when you can add in quickness and athleticism. And I think you start right there with Giannis. I mean, he's kind of epitomizes that. LeBron obviously is still in that category. And a guy like Kawhi Leonard, he can send you into the stanchion when he gets going downhill as well.
And then Leonard enjoys jamming it home. Got to keep him as far away from the hoop as possible.
Schroeder passes to Harrell. The shot's good on the assist by Schroeder. Schroeder's got his 4th assist with that last one here tonight. They've been looking out of sync offensively.
Yeah, their offense has ground to a standstill.
And George, here we go. Zubac. And the basket is good. Zubac has got 8 points.
Outstanding entry pass there. He knew exactly where to go with the ball.
Here's Horton Tucker. No points in the game yet for him. And is Harrell missing?
That is some tough defense there against one of the better finishers in our game.
Leonard. It's good on the putback.
And that's the activity on the offensive glass they like to see out of Kawhi. When he's in full hustle mode, they're a much stronger team.
The drive by Schroeder. Puts it up there for Harrell. That one doesn't drop.
Yeah, and that was lining up to be a huge alley-oop, but they just couldn't quite connect.
And, you know, guys, always a tough catch on the lob. Placement and timing have to be close to perfect. No idea what they were thinking there defensively. I mean, that's a shot he makes often.
We've got 1:55 left in the 3rd quarter of the game. George looking over the floor. Batum passes to Zubac, and the dunk by Zubac.
And when you leave a man open, Batum finds it. Great feel for the game.
Lakers leading by 4. Now here's Harrell. He's got 8. Antetokounmpo passes to Horton Tucker. Lays it up and banks it in.
Important points there. Got him on a nice play, getting the ball inside and right to the bucket.
Here's Jackson. Shooting foul, and it looks like, yep, it's a coach's challenge on the personal foul. That triggers a replay review by the official.
And I think when it comes to some of the more difficult calls to make, personal fouls can be tough. The action is so fast that it's really tough to catch everything in real time.
The wonders of technology, Greg. We've seen replay reviews so effectively, and involving the coaches by being able now to challenge like this is something a lot of people have been hoping for. And so the word is in. They've decided that the call stands as it was made on the floor.
And, you know, even if a coach still feels this wasn't the right call, you got to acknowledge the effort being put in to reviewing it. With double checking, and the game continues on.
Stolen by Jackson. Feeds it to Williams. The shot by George, wide open. Drops one in from the wing.
And that kind of awareness from George is really exceptional. Catching the defense flat-footed by rising up immediately on the catch.
Here's Caruso. It's blocked. And so it looks like the Lakers will retain possession here. Matthews scanning the floor. Lob pass to Gasol. And stolen by Patterson. And now in transition, here's Williams. Here we go. And contact on the shot, so he'll be shooting free throws here. Wesley Matthews picks one up.
And if you want to talk about the best two-way players in the NBA, George's name would be high on the list for sure. I mean, that's the kind of presence he has at both ends of the court.
And what an advantage. You really feel like you can always trust him when he's at the line.
Here's Caruso. It's rebounded by Lou Williams. Clippers have gone 5 of 9 on field goal attempts since halftime. Jackson kicks to Patterson. The three from George. Connects from three-point range. George has got the lead up to 3 now for the Clippers.
And it just seems that every pass they make is leading to a score. Just great ball movement.
Shot to stop the run, and that's 2 points on the layup. McKinney's got his first bucket of the night.
And I'll bet his percentage is pretty high from that range.
Williams. And that one released in time, but no good. And we've reached the end of the third quarter. Just a terrific game. And now we have a moment to reveal our State Farm assist of the game.
And definitely deserving of the prize tonight. How about the read he made here? Looking like a point guard, putting the pass right on the money.
Terrific versatility coming from a big man. Not something that the majority of big guys possess.
And with these teams locked in a very close contest, this fourth quarter promises to be a good one. Marcus Saul is out there with Antetokounmpo. Then it's Kentavious Caldwell-Pope. Then there's Kyle Kuzma. And it's Caruso in at the guard position. That's the Laker 5.
Yeah, first and foremost, he's a pass-first team player, is Caldwell-Pope. Love seeing that.
Jackson drives in, and the dunk by Jackson. Well, as we move into the fourth, it's been an even game.
Guys, teams have exchanged the lead 5 times thus far.
Caruso, the pass to Gasol, and the shot goes in.
Yeah, just showing off that strength in that upper body. Gasol is able to overpower the defender inside.
And we've played through about a minute here in the fourth. On the wing, Morris. The kick out to Williams. 4 on the clock. 3-pointer. Caruso grabs the miss. The Lakers in the lead. Oh, Kuzma's in position. Now the Clippers moving it up. Morris with the ball. Outside for George. Final quarter of play, about a minute and a half off the clock into it.
I like the intensity that George plays with down inside. It's really what earns him a lot of these calls.
All right, we'll take a look now at how the points have been generated so far. A scoring breakdown for the Lakers.
And they haven't been pushed around in the paint at all in this game. They have been the aggressors.
Another thing they've done tonight well is share the ball. So many of their points have come off of good crisp passes.
And that's 10 straight points in the paint. The defense, nowhere to be found.
I think they've really got to start committing more bodies down low and really kind of close that area off defensively.
Inside. Nice catch and finish on the alley-oop. And the Clippers lead by 1.
And this is the effort you want to see out of your guys, win or lose.
Yeah, you know what? I agree. I mean, they're showing a bunch of fortitude here, keeping this game tight.
And that one's good. Schroeder.
I don't know what's happening defensively, but they're not putting up any resistance.
I tell you what, it reminds me of one of my college coaches who used to say, that ain't going to get it done. That's 5 straight baskets in the paint now.
Time running low, guys, and somebody has got to win this one.
Yeah, well, who knows? We might need overtime in this one. It's been that kind of a game.
And the officials calling for a 3-second violation.
You know, guys, sometimes that just happens, but you don't like to see it when the game is this close.
Morris is checked in for Antetokounmpo. Outside for George. Fires the 3. That one doesn't go. So the Lakers will take it the other way. And Zubac picks up the foul. That is his first foul of the game. Lakers have gone a perfect 4 of 4 to start the final quarter. Can't ask for anything more than that.
Well, he's a balanced, smooth, surprisingly tough athlete. Williams causes a lot of problems for the defense.
And we've seen several lead changes tonight. Neither team giving an inch.
Yeah, and the lead has changed hands, and it just hasn't stayed in those hands very long when it's changed. Back and forth we go. Way to work the glass, buffet style. Second chance bucket. They can make a big difference.
And Harris steals it in.
Oh, just solid on the one-handed slam.
And guys, when it's a tight ball game like this, he's the guy they want with the ball.
Somebody you can count on. He is an extremely reliable finisher.
And that'll be 2 free throws coming up. Officials on the call with the foul.
Yeah, you got to be careful how you defend Caldwell Pope because he's got great speed and he knows how to use it to draw contact.
So the first one drops, and that will put them up by 2. And the Clippers making a change here. Jackson's checked in. Second one is good. Being both at the line. It's a 3-point game.
Needed those and got them. Terrific job at the line under pressure.
Kicks it out to Leonard. And again, the Clippers turn it over.
Huge turnover there, and at a bad time, too. You have to value every possession.
And the Clippers call time here. They're down by 3. 1:32 left in the fourth quarter. And now, let's take a look at the New Balance Player of the Game.
And I love that it's been a hard-charging performance. Jump shots have been kind of an afterthought. His main goal has been to attack the rim and put the D in some tough spots and also finishing strong.
The Lakers making a switch here. Horton Tucker's checked in. He gets a chance now to catch up with the fourth member of our crew Hall of Fame. Oh, that was terrific!
Hey, when you got a player like George, in these moments, you turn to him. He knows how to deliver in the clutch.
Hero, and Hero slams it in.
And double teaming him is the only thing that's going to cool him off at this point. He is on a roll.
That's good from Hero.
As big a basket as that was, the free throw probably even bigger. Now you've got a 2-possession lead all of a sudden.
And George kicks to Morris. Back to George. And a lot of contact on that one, so he'll shoot 2 here.
Well, George can really change pace quickly. He's excellent at drawing physical contact.
And both free throws good for Paul George.
He's basically automatic from the line, not the guy you want to send there now.
Now Schroeder. To the middle, passes it to Horton Tucker. Now the feed to Hero. Off the mark for the 4th time this game. He is 7 for 11 now.
This isn't a done deal yet, but they have got to move quick.
They've got to go all out trying to force a turnover here.
George fires. Count it! And tie game. That is a huge basket right there.
Shot after shot, one after the other. PG, Paul George, making it happen.
Morris outside. Right wing. Here's Horton Tucker. Count it!
It all started with the pass. That's what coaches love to see, ball movement.
And the Clippers call time here. They trail by 2. Just 4 seconds left in the fourth quarter of this one. Guys, what do you think?
I don't think they should be greedy here and think about a triple. With this much time left, I'd attack the basket, get a high percentage shot in tight, and take my chance overtime.
Here's George. Oh, he couldn't make that shot go to force overtime. David, thank you as always. And that about wraps it up. Up next, the Nets. It's the NBA on 2G8.
Kevin, thanks very much.
All right, David, thank you. And we've got a quick moment now to take a look at the long-term rebounding numbers over several seasons for Deandre Jordan.
It's a concerning trend for him. Whether he's lost some strength or just isn't putting in as much effort on the glass as he used to, he's not rebounding nearly as effectively anymore. And that's something that needs to change.
Now let's check out our starters for the Los Angeles Lakers. They've got Kyle Kuzma, Antetokounmpo out there with Montrezl Harrell. Then there's Dennis Schroeder, and it's Caldwell Pope in at the 2. And for Brooklyn, Deandre Jordan is out there with Green. Then it's Harden. Then there's Harris. And it's Irving at 2 guard. Pass to Kuzma. Here's Caldwell Pope. The shot comes out. Good D by Irving. And so it's Harris who will bring it up for Brooklyn. Nets passing it around. Greg, too early to start talking about MVP for this year or midseason?
You know, we've gotten to a point now where we start talking MVP at the start of the season. You know,
yeah, right.
People just love to talk sports at this point, especially when it comes to the most prestigious individual awards out there. I think you can make a case and sway some opinions with your play this time of year, but I like to let it all play out before I start focusing on that.
Things can change in a hurry, can't they, in a season?
Yes, they can.
Like you said, let it play out. And so the Los Angeles Lakers get the first points of the ballgame. Stolen by Caldwell Pope. And pushing it up. Here's Los Angeles. Wants to get it to Antetokounmpo and does.
Yeah, liking the vision there from Caldwell Pope. Looking to get his guys going when they're open.
Now Harden. A 26-point game for him in the win against Washington.
And not just the scoring. It was also how fierce he was on defense, grabbing 3 steals on the night as well. Oh, and this is some serious showmanship. Loving that tomahawk right there.
Craig, he came with force, and that's not just about getting 2 points. That was sending, I think, a message. Here's Caldwell Pope after the basket by Brooklyn. Just 5 to shoot. Caldwell Pope on the wing. Over Irving. Jordan with the rebound.
Listen, that's a shot he can make, but obviously the defense okay letting him shoot it.
Inside. Here in the first, just under 2.5 minutes played so far. Here's Irving. Up and in on the layup.
Well, this is one of the best in the league at converting off contact. What body control by Kyrie Irving.
Schroeder passes to Harrell. Back to Schroeder. Over in the corner, Caldwell Pope. Uncovered. Brooklyn with the rebound.
Listen, if you're that wide open, you have to take the shot, even if it's not your favorite.
Left side, Harris, and it's going to be out of bounds. The Nets will retain possession.
And he made the right read on that play, but just couldn't secure the steal.
Yeah, the anticipation was there. The hustle was there. Very close to picking that one.
Here's what Brooklyn's going with right now. Griffin's checked in for Jordan. Nicholas Claxton comes in for Jeff Green. And it's Bruce Brown in for Kyrie Irving. Kuzma finds Gasol. Unable to get that one. And Brooklyn will now go the other way with it. They went to Los Angeles for their last meeting with the Lakers and came out with a victory.
And they got the better of this matchup last time with their defensive pressure and the ability to force turnovers.
Yeah, I thought the giveaways were a tremendous factor. They were taking some chances on D, jumping in the passing lanes, that sort of thing, and it really paid off for them.
Matthews scanning the floor. Can they get it? And it's good on the layup.
Well, Wes Matthews navigating through contact, connecting on these shots. That's nice.
Harden outside. Takes a shot at the elbow. Count that bucket. Harden's got his second basket of the game.
This guy a tough cover for any defender. Creative and assertive scoring the ball.
Wesley Matthews on the wing. Pass to Caruso. Here's Horton Tucker. Kuzma outside. Here's Caruso, guarded by Harden. And Gasol able to finish.
How about the hustle from Marc Gasol, just working the glass to perfection.
6-second difference between the shot and game clock. Brown against Matthews. Matthews with the steal. And there's the foul. It'll go on Bruce Brown. That is his first foul of the game. 19 seconds left in the first quarter of the game. Here's Caruso. He's guarded by Johnson. Outside Matthews. Lob pass to Gasol.
Well, nice job by Wesley Matthews to read the defense and put it on time and on target.
From deep, Johnson. And no luck with that time on the buzzer beater. And we reached the end of the first quarter. The Lakers. And thanks again for tuning in. If you're just joining us, we've played through one quarter of action so far. And taking a look at Los Angeles' performance here, what have they been doing or not doing?
You got to credit their defense, communicating, rotating, making plays on the ball.
Yeah, I think they wanted to come out of the gate strong, and they have. They've taken the early lead here.
And a chance here presented by Gatorade to see who's on the floor, all fueled up and ready to go for the start of the second quarter. So for Brooklyn now, we've got Tyler Johnson. He's out there with Brown. Luwawu is out there with Griffin. And it's Claxton in at the power forward. Here's Brown. And good that time. Brown's got the second quarter going with the first basket of the period for the Nets. And here is Antetokounmpo. The pass to Caruso. Right side Gasol. Passes it to Caruso. Just 5 on the clock. Pass to Horton Tucker. From 12 feet out. Nice jump shot. Good. Horton Tucker's got the lead up to 4 now for the Lakers. Here's Johnson. Still looking for his first bucket in this one.
Well, terrific job by Tyler Johnson to do exactly what they want him to do. Find his open teammates.
And Caruso's got the ball here for the Lakers. Last game matchup with the Suns, a tough loss there.
Well, what did them in was all the missed free throws. It could have been a much different outcome.
I thought the frustration at the line was evident, and it makes it easy on the defense when you're not capitalizing once they put you at the free throw line.
And they've had assists now on their last 3 baskets.
Well, you think about Marc Gasol. This is a former defensive player of the year. Obviously, he's not the star or the focal point he was at the peak of his career. But this guy still impacts the game at a very high level.
taken away. And now the fast break. Matthews with the ball. Outside, out of Antetokounmpo. Back to Matthews. To the wing right side. 6 on the shot clock. Gasol picks up the foul. That is his first foul of the game.
He must have thought he was a jungle gym the way he was climbing all over his back. Easy call.
Really good job to block out there. This is why you want to go put a body on someone when the shot goes up.
Looking at who's out there now for the Nets. Jordan, he's checked in for Griffin. Green comes in for Nicholas Claxton. And Kyrie Irving subbed in for Tyler Johnson. Luwabu's shot is off. Horton Tucker, the pass to Schroeder. Harrell kicks to Caldwell Pope. Back to Harrell. Right side Gasol, and it goes out of bounds. Last touch by Green.
And Doris, with Gasol, it's on the defensive end where his impact is felt the most.
That's exactly right. He still makes life difficult for opposing centers. He's strong. He's smart. He knows all the tricks of the trade. Watching Marc Gasol play is a pleasure.
Now here's Harden. He's a guy that can score, no doubt, averaging over 25 points a game. That one drops for him. Harden's got 6.
That was big because they dug a big hole in the first quarter, but starting to show signs of life.
Schroeder passes to Kuzma. He dishes it to Caldwell Pope. On the wing, Morris. Harrell down low. Guarded by Jordan. Here's Morris. Rebounded by the Nets. Jordan's got 4 rebounds now tonight. The drive by Green, and it's good. Assisting on the play was Jordan. Green's got his first points of the night. Schroeder against Irving. Schroeder dishes to Harrell. Jordan with some nice D.
Boy, if you're going up against this guy in this close a range, you've got to defend with everything you've got. A tremendous job defensively.
Now, here is Irving. He had 28 points in the win against Washington.
And you know, guys, the other thing I really appreciated about his effort in that game was the effort and work on the glass. What a well-rounded performance.
Kuzma kicks it over to Schroeder. The shot, no good. Great D that time from Jordan. And foul on the shot. He'll shoot 2 at the free throw line. That one on Caldwell Pope.
As crafty as they come, Harden uses that tremendous body control to his advantage.
And the Lakers making a change here. Horton Tucker's checked in.
The way he's shooting free throws tonight, you simply don't want to put him there.
Pass to Kuzma. Loads it up there for Harrell. Kuzma finds Harrell. And the Lakers with another miss.
Well, this is how you shut him down. A tremendous contest against a very skilled player.
And that's it for the first half of action.
And now, the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
And we hope you enjoyed the competitive first half of action. Brooklyn found themselves in a close game in the first. They never put themselves in too much danger. And now with the second half about to get underway.
Second half of basketball upon us. We may be in for an exciting finish based on how close of a game it's been so far. One of the stories here, James Harden getting it done today.
Man, he's been running wild on them through that first half. Absolute dynamite on offense.
Boy, he has been shouldering the load. Aggressive, skilled, talented, and thus far unstoppable.
Checking out the group of Frank Vogel to start the second half. Antetokounmpo out there with Montrezl Harrell. Then it's Kentavious Caldwell-Pope. Then there's Kyle Kuzma. And it's Schroeder in at the point guard. Today, Greg, we see a lot more friendly rivalries. Does that bother you?
Not at all. I mean, people like to say, well, our era had the rivalries were more bitter. I disagree with that. I think guys are every bit as competitive today as they've ever been.
That's good to hear.
They just also have more exposure and opportunity to be around one another. Kids today growing up, they've been playing against each other since the 5th, 6th grade in national tournaments. When we played, we didn't get to see the other top players around the country. So I think that was one reason why you didn't have a...
And here we go, coach's challenge happening right now. This one in regards to the personal foul, seeing if that was the right call.
And this is the time now where the officials can review in closer detail what constituted the original personal foul. Getting a different angle can sometimes make it a lot easier to determine.
Greg, indeed, and the one thing with replay review is that when you see the slow motion replays, you really get a new appreciation for just the immense speed at which these players are moving and how fast the action really is and how hard it can be sometimes, you know, Greg, to make the right call. And the announcement on the review is that the foul was called in error. So they have determined, Greg, to overrule the original call.
And guys, this is what it's all about, getting the call right. And I think in this case, the video review showed that while it was a tough call to make on the floor, they got it right with the review. Oh, come on, fella. And power it down. That dunk was ridiculous.
There was absolutely nobody that was going to get in the way of that finish. Caldwell Pope with a wide open look. They get the rebound. Back to Harrell. And Harrell slams it in.
This young guy is an absolute monster at the rim. So tough for opponents to match Harrell's level of physicality.
Schroeder against Harden. And Griffin, here we go.
Yeah, way to play in attack mode and get to the line.
And he's got his first free throw of the game. He misses the free throw.
Wow, what, did he have something in his eye on that shot?
Maybe. So for the Nets, Nicholas Claxton's checked in for DeAndre Jordan. Bruce Brown comes in for Harris. And it's Tyler Johnson in for James Harden.
Get there, get there.
Here's Caruso, who's guarded by Johnson. And now the fast break. Griffin with the ball. And the slam by Blake Griffin.
And that speed and athleticism of Griffin, a lethal combination when he's on the break.
Here's Caruso. The pass to Horton Tucker. It's hauled in by Brown. Nets leading by 7. Right side, Irving. Down low. Claxton the pass to Griffin. Irving with a clean look. They get it again. Claxton. Brown outside. Pass to Claxton. It's hauled in by Los Angeles.
Boy, surprised he missed that. The defense just good enough to prevent that bucket.
The shot, no good.
Great contest by the defender, but that's a dunk you've got to put down in his face.
Brown, good.
Quick job of getting up the floor and creating early offense.
You don't give the defense any chance to set up. Sometimes you just love an easy look.
On the corner. And that one hits back iron.
Boy, he'll usually knock it down if he's left that wide open. Just comes up empty.
Pass to Irving. Makes it off the glass. And now it's an 11-point Brooklyn lead.
Oh, tenacious attack by Irving. The handle, the speed, look out.
Caruso gets to Gasol. Pass to Horton Tucker.
I got him.
And again, unable to change momentum here. And here's Brown. He'll bring it up for the Brooklyn Nets. Just 4 points. That's all they've given up here in the second half.
Boy, you have to be impressed with the offensive production. They have got it firing on all cylinders.
And at this point, it is their game to lose. They've done such a good job building the lead.
Lob pass to Gasol.
Oh, Kevin, get a load of that one. Take that play and put it in the alley-oop textbook, boys.
Perfectly done. You're right. He put it on a platter for him. It's 9 seconds separating the shot clock and game clock. Irving against Matthews. Irving up top. Incredible numbers looking at his scoring averages. He's currently scoring more than 28 points a game.
Yeah, they're going to have a nice little run here.
Here's Caruso. Gasol passes to Matthews. Over Irving. Oh, and the buzzer beater's good.
And give him credit. Good awareness of.
And so it's Brooklyn. Their lead at 11 points to end the quarter. And it's been their rugged defense setting the tone. Right back after this break. And let's go back to a terrific pass that we're calling tonight our State Farm assist of the game.
And he sliced the D wide open with his feed. They had no chance to prevent that basket.
Well, that's what a great pass will do, right? You love the unselfish play.
And with the fourth quarter upon us, time is running out for this game to become competitive. Green is out there with Luwawu, and it's Tyler Johnson, and it's Claxton in at center. So that's the lineup for Brooklyn.
Yeah, that's a great setup. Screen the defender off and let him elevate.
Oh, right. And wasn't the timing ideal? My goodness, the D with no chance to react.
The execution was simply flawless. That, ladies and gentlemen, is how you run that play.
And it's good for 2. And the Nets lead by 11.
Big miscommunication on defense. He recognizes it and quickly takes advantage.
And that's typical of this guy. He's always reading the situation, reacting quickly, and capitalizing.
Caruso, the pass to Gasol. Lakers passing it around. Shot clock at 5. Matthews dishes to Gasol. Comes up empty down low. Brooklyn leading by 11. And the foul is called. He intentionally grabbed him there for some reason. I don't know.
Kevin, all I can think of is that he's trying to slow the game down a little bit.
Right.
That's a stretch, though. Definitely a strange move on his part.
James Harden, he's checked in for Brooklyn. Count that one.
That's the 10th straight point they've given up in the paint.
Lakers trail by 13. Out to the right wing. To the paint. Got a piece of it. The pass to Luwawu. From outside the arc. Harden, no good. And here is Los Angeles now, looking ahead to their next game. Playing at New Orleans, they'll match up against the Pelicans. That'll be the third game of this 3-game road trip. Here's Chiozza with the putback, and Harden on the follow.
And it is easy to get spoiled watching Harden. He's had so many games like this in his career, but you still got to appreciate what he does.
Schroeder, left side. That's going to be out of bounds. Los Angeles will retain possession. Jordan, he's checked in for Nicholas Claxton. Greg, you and I have talked about how the NBA Finals used to be tape delayed. What's the value of fans getting to see the broadcast live now as opposed to tape delayed as it was back in the 70s?
Isn't that weird to even think that that's the case?
I know
but,
it.
You know, I think, Kev, that the fans, they just feel more connected to their favorite teams and players. It creates more anxiety, right? Because nowadays there's nothing that can happen that you don't know about it, whether you see it or not. So live sports, especially the NBA Finals, the anticipation, that anxiety that we talked about, man, I'm still a fan to this day in a different way. So I can only imagine when you have a personal vested interest in a team, what that's got to feel like.
Edge of your seat, you're right. To the inside, and stolen by Jordan. Over to the left wing. Here's Harden. Oh, that's offensive interference. So it's both teams making substitutions here. And it's Kuzma with the ball for the Los Angeles Lakers. So far in the fourth quarter, they've allowed just 6 points. Here's Schroeder. They could use a bucket. Some solid defense from Brown. Nets leading by 15. Passes to Harden. And he gets it to go.
Looking to close it out. That one might have been the backbreaker.
Well, at this point, they're so far up, it would take a real collapse to give this game away at this point.
And this is going to end in a lopsided victory. I love the tenacity and aggressiveness as well as the ability to close. You really got to give it up here for the Nets.
If they had to battle for this win, there were times when it looked like it was maybe slipping away a bit, but they never let that happen, which I thought was a real credit to them.
And that's a product of their mental toughness. Anytime the floor of the game turned against them, instead of caving, they just dialed it up a notch and were able to pull away.
And so taking a look at their record, a nice milestone they'll be picking up tonight. 30 wins on the year now.
And they've taken control of the season series. This brings them to 2-0 with 1 game left against this squad.
And you know, when you look at the huge impact he had, just a monster game for James Harden.
What you love about his performance is that he is simply taking what the defense allows and then making the most of his opportunities.
Schroeder against Irving. Jordan at the elbow. Irving kicks to Jordan. Dishes to Harris. No good from outside. And here's Los Angeles, down by 15. That shot by Caldwell Pope, no good. 30 seconds left in the fourth quarter. Jordan the pass to Griffin. And it's Jordan, that time on the assist by Griffin.
They made the most of their opportunities, looking comfortable and locked in throughout the night.
What an impressive performance, to say the least. At this point, it looks insurmountable.
And he found the soft spot in the D on that possession.
Irving from long range. It's hauled in by Los Angeles. Here's Caldwell Pope. And foul on the shot, so he'll get a chance at the line.
Yeah, much improved foul shooter. KCP also starting to get to the line at a higher rate.
And Caldwell Pope drops them both. 6 seconds left in the fourth quarter. And a deep three from Irving. The long distance three is buried.
As soon as Kyrie Irving crosses half court, you have got to guard him, and you've got to be balanced because this guy is an effective, dominant offensive presence.
All right, David, great job. Thanks so much. And that'll happen.